How's it going, everybody? We are live for the Xbox Games Showcase Extended. Before I do get into this whole stream, and it starts in about 10 minutes, this is sort of, if you remember, we did the Xbox and Bethesda sort of merger when they did the whole round table where they talked about both parties coming together, all of the times that they've had, and just being friendly and stuff like that on that platform, and just all the years of pretty much having already built a established relationship. And then they showcased some games, talk about exclusivity and stuff like that. This should be, from my knowledge, this should be a sort of stream where they talk about, I think, if not everything, a lot of the things that wasn't at E3 this year. So, Avowed, Fable, all those games like that where they didn't go back into and talk about and show off anything else. This should be them talking to the developers and stuff, and trying to get a little bit more of insight on what is going on with these games and stuff like that. That's what this should be. Now, I would immediately lower expectations, because if they do show any kind of new trailers or stuff like that, that's cool. That's fine. But from what I know so far, this is what this is, and I kind of tangled with it a little bit. That's why you didn't see a premiere for 30 or 40 minutes or an hour or whatever. That's why you didn't see that. It's because I pretty much went on with my morning, took a shower, checked the mail. That's when allergies started hitting, and I was really contemplating if I was actually going to do this or not. But so if I sound nasally and stuff like that, it's allergies. So that's what this should be. This should just be them talking about the games and stuff like that. Now, if they do want to sprinkle in a little bit of trailers and stuff like spice it up a little bit, then go for it. But it was already rumored before that Xbox was going to have two shows. We thought it was just going to be Xbox and then Bethesda. And I guess not. I guess it's just extended showcase. So this should be something. It should be fun. If you want to know what's happening with all those other games that you didn't see, what the progression is in terms of production of them making the games, when they might be able to show off some trailers or something like that later on. This should be the stream for you, to see that stuff. So if you're new to the channel, you'd like to see, be sure to subscribe, turn on notifications where you get notified when we go live, put up more videos. They already got 15,000 people currently in on Xbox, and that's not counting IGN. It probably has about, I would say right now, 7,000 or 8,000 or so, maybe. Surprised the cat didn't one paw the camera again. She's actually in her box in the living room, relaxing. I actually fed her a couple treats before I came in there to start the stream, so she's been all right today. I think I'll learn my lesson about having Katarina come in here while I'm about to start streaming. I think I've learned my lesson on that. You about to buy the Xbox Series S today? Can't get a PlayStation 5. If you could find an Xbox Series S, coming from someone that owns an Xbox Series S, it is a world of a difference. But that money that you were going for PlayStation 5, if I was you, M&L, I'd be sure to buy that SSD, 1 terabyte. Just go ahead and buy that. If you can find the Xbox Series X, then buy the Xbox Series S for the 1 terabyte. But if you're trying to go for the S, so that way you can, have a next gen console and stuff like that, go for it. But if you can find an X, if they're at the store they say they got an X, just buy the X. And because if you buy the Xbox Series S and then that SSD, you're pretty much spending the same thing that you would for an Xbox Series X. But that's my opinion. That's what I could give you. Cora, didn't even realize it for a second, but your membership ran out. Okay. Unless No, that's definitely you. Ain't nobody gonna troll you and come in with another thing. So Neo, what's good, my guy? Yeah, the Series X is way better. That's obviously how it should be. It should be way better than the S. But in terms of like the Xbox One and Xbox One X, the Series S outperforms that. Like outperforms it. So if you thought the Xbox One X was powerful, yeah. So that should tell you how far the Xbox Series X is from the One X. You know, it's like, yeah. So, and the S is like right in the middle from, well, I'd say about like this from that. So there's that gap. And then the X is like way up here. So that's what I would say, man. But you should have a lot of fun if you do get an Xbox Series S. What's good? It's been good, my guy. Bandai made Square look good. I mean, we already knew what Bandai was gonna do. My nose is so stopped up now. It's insane. It's just for going outside. One, I went on the morning jog, stuff like that. I was fine because it was early in the morning. You know, pollen wasn't high or anything like that. But I went out there, checked the bell, like almost an hour ago, and and I had a shower after that. And oh my goodness, it just messed me up. Like, I already have allergies in general, but damn. But you should already know about Bandai, man. Bandai comes with disappointment at this point. Bandai's always on that disappointment. By the way, we got 2 minutes before this does start. You're all good. I just honestly was expecting to see it green. That's what it told me. Everyone's morning went well. Yeah, well, as my afternoon currently now is all nasally, so that's great. I'm honestly about to go in there and blow my damn nose because I don't think I could take this right now. We got 60 seconds. Yeah, I might as well do that right now. I might as well do it right now, chat. BRB. Hit the like button, subscribe, turn on notifications. All right, we're back in. Probably less than, I'd say, about 30 seconds. Oh, this is going to be starting shortly. All right, so that's so much better. I can breathe. So this should be good. See what we're going to be hearing about. Crossfire X. They didn't show anything of Crossfire X. Now I'm thinking about it. Damn, chat over here going in. Hey, ain't nobody seen no GTA 6, bruh. Come on, we already know that. Oh yeah, Hellblade. They should talk about Hellblade as well. I think Hellblade 2. Hello? Oh, they're gonna start it right at 1 o'clock. All right. So we should have about 10 or so seconds before this starts. Jump Festa, look forward to. Yeah, maybe so. All right. So 1 o'clock now, and we're waiting on it to start. It's 1 o'clock. There we go. All right, there we go. So we have a 2-minute countdown. So what's good, my guy? I hope it's not anything like that. But it should be a whole lot of talking. Should be a whole lot of talking in this one. But it's going to be more about games and stuff like that. Talk about when these games are going to come out and stuff. Damn. 10,000 likes with only 28 dislikes? Look like that. I wish that's a 8,403 to 19 ratio. Okay. There we go. There goes 19,000 people. It's probably going to be about 23,000 before it starts. I'm going to say. Because everyone's getting those notifications. Look, it's already at 21,000. Everyone's getting those notifications popping off, bruh. We're almost at 20. Damn. Oh, okay. They're just yeah, they're just talking about their games that they showed right now and showing that trailer. Back from Blood, Halo Infinite. Replace. I know a lot of people want to see that game. I do too. I want to play Flight Simulator, bruh.
Bring me that
32,000 people. My goodness. Probably gonna be. Ooh, this is the game I want to see. I want to play a snowboard game so bad. Yeah, a snowboard game in Battlefield is going to be my ish this year. Ooh, Starfield too. Yep. Okay, they're getting a hype. They're hyping it up, but they're really going to be talking a lot, as far as my knowledge.
Hello and welcome to Xbox Game Showcase Extended.
By the way, Chad, is this good enough for you?
I'm your host, Paris Lilly. You may also know me from Gamertag Radio and Kinda Funny. I'm excited to be here with you today. We just saw a recap of Sunday's Xbox Showcase, and wow, 30 games from some of the world's most talented developers, and 27 of those games are coming to you on Xbox Game Pass. We saw the first in-engine footage of Starfield and learned that, yes, Bethesda is bringing it to Xbox, PC, and day one on Game Pass exclusively. They also showed us Battlefield 2042, Sea of Thieves, A Pirate's Life, Stalker 2, Psychonauts 2, and how
a little higher.
Fall. Like they said, this year, Xbox is all about the games.
That better?
Today,
thumbs up. That's good.
Xbox Game Showcase Extended is our chance to hear from the developers behind the games that are redefining interactive entertainment. Developers like Double Fine, Playground Games, Supergiant, Rare, 343 Industries, and more. We also have a new accessory design program to share with you, and a couple of other cool surprises.
Wait, what?
That's enough talk. Let's
New
jump
accessory design. What the fuck? I didn't. Whoa. Whoa. So, Forza's first?
You can see it for yourselves. Forza Horizon 5 looks.
Damn it, they still got the song playing in the background. I mean, the song's fire, but...
Thanks so much for joining us.
All right.
Hey, great to be here.
Yeah, surprises. That threw me off right there, like
Colorado,
right off the bat,
France,
because like I said, we already know
Australia,
that all they
and
were going to
the
be doing
UK.
is talk to
How
developers.
did you decide on Mexico for
Accessories?
Forza Horizon 5?
And other
Yeah,
surprises.
so we knew right from the start that we wanted it to be the largest Horizon yet. But it's not far down the path from that you realize you don't want to go big if it's just going to be more of the same. So we also knew that it needs to be the most
the Perfect Dark
contrasting,
trailer.
most
They might be
diverse
talking about it
open
here or
world we'd
something
ever
like
built.
that. I don't know.
And then when you start to look at Mexico, it really is like the whole world in one country. It's got snowy peaks, tropical jungles, epic canyons, amazing beaches,
Glad you
beautiful
picked one of these
architecture,
live.
incredible
Yeah, man,
historic
we love
cities,
being
but also
live on
modern
these.
cities as well. It really has everything. And then you add in the
So
culture,
this is
the
this
music,
is actually
the artwork,
insane.
the
The
people,
fact
the
that
history.
there's
And
Xbox
there really is
accessory,
no more exciting location
and we're
for
actually
the
getting
Horizon
more
Festival.
gameplay of this.
Now that we're in Mexico, what are some of the authentic elements that we can expect in the game?
Yeah, totally. So we've got the largest and most diverse world we've ever built. And as I mentioned just a moment ago, something that really excited us about Mexico is the culture. So we've worked with creatives from all across Mexico. We've had Mexican artists produce beautiful mural artwork that you'll find on the walls around the game. We've worked with Mexican music acts to produce original compositions for the game. We've worked with Mexican scriptwriters and actors so that all of those Mexican voices you hear in the game will sound really authentic. And perhaps not as obvious, but the other thing that is super authentic is all of our light data and skies. So we had a team out in Mexico with our 12K HDR sky capture rig.
Yeah.
Captured more than 400 hours of sky data, and then we recreate that in game. So all of the light, the shadows, the color information, all of it is
Xbox
recreated in game
theme,
based on real
light
light
stick
data
or
captured
light-
from Mexico. So everything you're seeing there is just has that real
Slim?
authenticity, that
Or
feeling
Sim?
of reality.
Now, we got a peek
They
at
say
Event Lab.
accessories,
Now, what can you tell us about
and
that?
I'm like,
Yeah, so Event Lab is
Is it
a
a
really
sort of
exciting
cooling
new
dock sort of
suite
situation
tools
again?
that will allow people in the
Or
community
is
to
it
create
a-
whatever they can imagine, really. When
not
you
a
look at
new
the video right now,
headset,
all of this that we see has been built
not a new-
using
I don't-
that
I won't
Event
say
Lab
new
tool set.
controller.
The bowling pins that have been placed. So someone's gone like,
The only
they've placed
thing
those,
that
and then they've
goes
created
through my
rules
mind
that
right
touch
now
on them
is-
as well.
is
So
either
every
some
time you're hitting
kind
them,
of-
a rule has been set up such that it gives
some kind
players
of,
points. And then
you know,
also
fan
in that
dock
clip, you can see
combo
that
thing
everyone
to
else
where,
in that
you know how you
multiplayer
always see
session
the
is hitting
third
bowling
party
pins as well,
accessories
and
that
all
you'll
of that
see.
is
I
adding
saw
into a
you've
collective
seen them for
team score.
PlayStation as
The
well,
rules could
probably
have easily been
Nintendo as
set
well
up so that
too.
it wasn't
But they'll
a team
have like
score,
a
that it was
part where you could
competitive.
dock it in.
All
That'll
of
have
that
like an
creative
extra
freedom
fan
is
to
open
keep
to
your
players.
console
It's-
cooler.
as a game
And then they'll
designer,
have like
I
a
think it's
side
the
where you
feature
could
that I'm
have
most
like
excited
charging
about
ports on the
Forza
side
Horizon 5.
to lay your
I would
controllers
say
in.
as a gamer, it's a
And then
feature
you
I'm
have
definitely excited about because this
maybe
really
a
is
side
gonna
to keep
open up
like
some
some of your
unique
games
features
on. Like
between
there's
me
like
and my
a
friends.
actual
Now,
like, you know,
with the
game
power of
case
the
on the other
Xbox
side, so
Series
it's like
X
all
and
in one
S,
sort of thing.
What are some of the new
I'm thinking
technical
maybe
features
something
that
along
we
the
can
lines of that.
expect?
So in
Or
Forza
if
Vista,
or maybe
we're really
even
able to turn
an
up everything,
accessory
ramp
part
everything on, turn on ray
for
tracing,
the
and we have the
SSD,
cars looking more
because
realistic
I
than
look
they ever have before.
looking at the back of
Unparalleled
the
detail.
Xbox and the
But that
PlayStation,
detail,
not PlayStation,
it
but
does
both
apply to the
Xbox
rest
Series
of
X
the world
and
as
S.
well.
It literally
During the,
looks like
Xbox E3
you
showcase
should
the
be
other day,
able
I mentioned we'd modeled the
to
detail on
have
everything, right
a
down to the
card
individual needles on the
that
Choya
is a
cactus.
splitter.
That was
So
just
you could
the
put,
plans that
instead of
happened to
putting
be
one
closest to the
of
camera
those
at that point,
SSDs in, that's
that,
it,
that level of
being
detail
able to
is
put
applied
like
to everything
2
that you see.
or
And
3
thanks to the power
or
of the
4.
Xbox Series
You know what I'm
console,
saying?
it's
Like
not just things that are
to
right in front of the camera
enhance
as well.
that
We've
even
really
more,
got
the
to
way you
push
give
out
your
all of
Xbox
the logs and
even
the draw
more
distance and
of the
everything, so that
fastest
everything in the
part,
scene
and you won't
is
have
full
to
of that detail.
exchange
And
all
then,
those
as I
SSD
mentioned earlier,
cards.
we capture that
That's
light
what
data
I'm
from
thinking.
Mexico,
Honestly,
so you
that
get
is
this
one of
realistic
the biggest
lighting,
things that
shadows,
Xbox does
AO,
need.
all of it comes
Because
together
going
to
back to
create a
using those
scene that just
SSD
looks
cards
real.
and taking it out of
Now,
your
Mike,
Xbox, putting it
When
in,
can the
taking
world
it out,
expect to
putting
play
it in,
Forza Horizon 5?
like.
Sure.
Not a lot of
So
people are
we're
going to want to
launching
keep doing
this
that
holiday
if you
on
have
the
like 3 or
Xbox
4
Series
of those
consoles,
that
the
have
Xbox
different
One
games on
consoles,
them
we're on
already
PC,
stored.
on both the Windows 10 store
You're not
and
going to want to
Steam.
do that.
Of course, we're in
You're
Game
going to want
Pass
to be
and
able to
Game
have
Pass
something,
Ultimate,
either
and
third party
you
or
can play us on your
Xbox
Android device
official
with
or
Xbox
a
Cloud
third party
Gaming.
that has Xbox
And players
official
who purchase the premium
approval
edition, or if they're a Game Pass
put
subscriber
on
and
it
get the premium
to
add-ons bundle,
have that.
you'll get early access as well,
And
so you'll be able to play it
if
a
that
little bit earlier
happens,
than
that is the
everybody
biggest
else.
game changer.
Now, Mike, this is a huge moment for you and the team. What does this mean to you?
Yeah, well,
You want
for me
more
personally,
info on
I've
the
been working
Xbox
on the Forza
fridge?
franchise for a really,
The
really long
Xbox
time,
fridge
but
looked
this is
dope.
my,
I
this is
I
my
wouldn't
first
mind
game as
having
creative
that. I'd
director,
move out
so
some of this stuff
in this
over
period
here
over the
just
last
to
few
put
days
Xbox fridge
and
right
week
here.
or so, as people are seeing it
Don't-
for the
don't
first
think I
time,
wouldn't.
for me it's
I
probably been
would.
one of the most exciting experiences experiences in my life. It's been absolutely incredible.
Again, Mike, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you so much for having me. It's been a pleasure.
Yeah.
Later in the show, we'll be hearing from the developers behind games like Age of Empires
Car
4,
Wheel?
Shredders, and Grounded.
I want to
first,
hear about
the
Shredders.
team at
I
Ninja
want
Theory
to see
has
more
something to share
gameplay of
with
that
Here's
game.
Tamim,
I'm a
Chief
huge
Creative
snowboarding
Ninja,
game
to
fan.
explain what they've been hard at work on for
Hellblade 2.
Hello everyone, and welcome to our brand spanking new Ninja House in Cambridge. I wanted to give you an update on the work so far for Senua Saga Hellblade 2. What we're doing right now is building a good chunky slice of the game before we then move into
You feel
full
like
production
Sony's
to
sitting in
build
the
out
back
the rest.
laughing? I don't.
Hellblade was very special for us, and we didn't want to do a straight
Like
sequel.
with their
We wanted to do
presentation,
something extra
a
special,
lot of the
and
games
so
that Sony
we're making our
showed
lives
look
as
good,
difficult as possible
but a lot of
in
those
that
games look
pursuit.
like they are 22,
The game is set in Iceland, 9th century Iceland.
23 games,
So we've
maybe
been
even
sending out
24.
art and audio
Like that
teams out there,
astronaut-looking game,
doing photography,
I would not be
photogrammetry,
surprised if that
and
was like a
combining it with satellite
2023
data
game.
to recreate
I would
large
not.
swathes
It
of the
would
landscape.
not phase me at
character
all.
front,
I'd be
we're
like,
building
yeah,
real
it looked
costumes,
crazy.
Scanning them in.
So I could see
We're
that being
collaborating
2
with
years
Epic
away.
Games to bring you next
Or 3
generation
years away.
digital characters. On the
And
combat front, we want it to be
even when you
extra
think about it
real
right
and
now,
brutal. And so
what's
Melina, our
Sony's
main actress, has
lineup
been training
currently
for
right
2
now?
years, and all of our animators have undergone
Besides Ratchet and
combat
Clank,
training. And so
what else do you know is coming out? Like, I want to know, because I'm, like I said, I don't have a PlayStation. I would like to see more about it at E3, but they dipped. So I'm like, what is more coming out? But with Xbox, you already have a timeline of how many things are already coming out and hitting Game Pass. So I don't think Sony's sitting back laughing like, ha ha ha, we're gonna win again. I don't. Like, they're on an even playing field. And if they show things that look like it ain't gonna have nothing out for the rest of this year for PlayStation, like PlayStation exclusive, not like Call of Duty and Battlefield, stuff like that, but I'm talking about like PlayStation exclusive sort of things.
By land
It's not looking good. Not looking good.
and dreams, through the valleys of despair, over the mountains of
I hope
rage,
not. For the sake of gaming and stuff like that, I really hope. I really hope they don't think they're gonna coast on like 1 or 2 games for a couple years and then release fire after that. I really don't. Like, as much as you guys think that I would probably only want Xbox to win anything like that, I don't. Like, it's not good for gaming. Like, having one side doing everything and the other side not, and just coasting on like a couple of games, not good for gaming. I never played this first Hellblade, but I know a lot of people did and said it was incredible. Anybody currently in here right now, have you played Hellblade?
They may see them as gods, but we will show them what lies behind our eyes.
Hellblade sold Xbox. Yeah. Uh-oh. New controllers? New color schemes? I guess this might be the accessories that they were talking about. Oh, Design Lab's back. Okay, that's kind of cool. Those controllers are kind of expensive, but it's actually worth it. It's actually worth it. Yeah, I almost want to buy. I almost want to customize my own controller.
And that is Xbox Design Lab. And here to tell us more about Xbox Design Lab,
I guess
is Naveen
all
Kumar.
the like
Naveen, thank you so much
whole
for
lot
joining
of
us.
different colored stuff. It's pretty much just showing you the
is
range of
Xbox
like
Design Lab?
nothing's
Design Lab is a
impossible
controller
for me.
customization service on Xbox.com where you can choose nearly any
No,
color
not yet.
combination
They
you
showed
want
anything.
for your controller and really make it yours. You can design a controller based off your favorite video game character, your favorite sports team, or whatever inspires you. And you can think of Design Lab as your own personal design studio. Now, we've originally launched Design Lab 5 years ago and have since sold millions of controllers to fans around the
my
world.
theme.
But then we had to
I
take
mean,
a pause as we brought up our latest
black and
generation
blue
of
here.
Xbox hardware. But now we're back
Yeah.
offering customization on the latest generation Xbox wireless controller.
Now, we have so many awesome controllers here right now. Can you kind of talk a little bit about them?
Yeah, well, right off the bat, you can see there's tons of color options.
Oh, that green, that yellow, that yellow and purple one.
Different colors.
Lakers colors back there was fire.
Exterior. 3 of those colors are brand new to Design Lab. We have Shock Blue, Pulse Red, and my personal favorite, the Electric Volt color. Most of the colors include post-consumer recycled resins in them.
The black dude.
There's a portion of things that are ground up, like automotive headlights.
Yeah, that purple and gold
water
was
bottle jugs,
low-key
things
heat.
that make the controller more eco-friendly. We also have new
it was
options
low
for
key
the ABXY button set and the View menu share, including a really cool button option for ABXY that's a throwback to the original Xbox 360 controller. So you got to check that out. And yeah, this is just the beginning. We're excited to introduce more customization options over time.
Now, 2 of these controllers were inspired by games. Can you talk about that?
Yeah, so there's a blue and green and purple one that's inspired by Psychonauts 2. We just love the key art for that one, so we work with our partners to develop a controller to help bring that to life. And there's also one that's inspired by Grounded and the aphid character from that game. We had a lot of fun in designing that as well, as the controller kind of looks like an aphid if you look at it from the right angles.
Now, I created my own controller. I'm going to pick it up now.
Oh, he picked up.
I'm a huge Los Angeles Lakers fan.
Yeah, he done already got it, boy.
My design was inspired by that, so I went with the yellow on the front. I went with the purple on the back.
Yeah.
I designed the buttons
that's
with the
heat,
black
bruh.
accent along with the shoulders and
That's
the triggers.
heat.
But I also did an inscription on it, and my inscription says, "Ka can't cook." And that is inspired by my good friend, Khalif Adams. He does a fantastic show called Spawn on Me, but he's a terrible cook. So I want to make sure that every time I pick up a controller to play on Xbox, I'm reminded how terrible of a cook he is and to avoid it at all costs.
That was
but
a
enough
plug.
of terrible cooking.
That was a hell of a plug.
Yeah, I designed this controller right in front of me here. Again, on my favorite color, this Electric Volt. I just love the way
that was kind of nice
midnight
too.
blue accents pop against it.
Yeah, that was kind of heat too.
And this one's inspired by a pair of sneakers I have at home, so I had to make a controller based off that.
That's
awesome.
kind
of heat.
Now, one last thing. When can
I
fans
knew it
expect to
was the
start
Lakers.
designing their own
As soon as I
Xbox
seen it, I knew it had to
They
be
can start
Lakers.
today by visiting xbox.com/Xbox Design Lab. There's tons of inspirations to choose from.
Damn, son, that was
customization's really
heat,
fun.
though.
And
Real
we're shipping
talk.
controllers to U.S.,
Both
Canada,
the controllers
and
that
most
they
Western European
designed
countries. And these make
are
great
better
gifts,
than the
whether it's
other
for yourself or
ones,
that
in my
special gamer in
opinion.
your
Like,
life.
unless you
That is
like all those
fantastic.
like crazy
Thank
looking
you so much
colors,
for being
unless you
here.
want to
Thanks,
have
Greg.
like a couple
Later in the
controllers
show,
that are just
World's
like
Edge
crazy
will give us
colored
a
up
deeper
there or
look
something like
at
that,
Age
kind of
of
like throw
Empires
everything
4.
off or
But
stand
first,
out.
Tim Schafer is
You
giving
know?
us a closer look at Psychonauts 2.
Hi everybody,
right?
I'm Tim Schafer from Double Fine Productions here today to take a deeper look into Psychonauts 2. Psychonauts 2 is an action-adventure game starring Rasputin Aquato, a powerful young psychic, also a trained acrobat, who ran away from his circus home to join the Psychonauts and expand and explore his psychic abilities. One of Raz's most important psychic abilities is that of astral projection, which
20K
allows him
subs and
to
I make my
project
own
his psyche
custom
into
controller.
someone else's mind and see their mental landscape made real. He can help them wrestle
Nice.
with their inner demons and fight their actual nightmares
Nice.
in person. Which means that the levels in the game are actually brains. And Psychonauts 2 has even more brains than the first game.
I know.
One
I
of
don't
the
think
first
I
brains
ever
you'll get
really
to visit
played
is that of
Psychonauts
Caligosto Lobato.
back in the day.
Now, Dr. Lobato was actually
But I
a
know
villain
I'd
in the
seen
first
it
game,
before.
But after
But
Raz
I don't
fought
think I
him, they
ever,
kind
like,
of became
played
friends. He
Psychonauts.
actually has a piece of information that Raz wants, which is who kidnapped
Add elite controller
Truman Zanotto.
customization.
And Dr. Lobato
Ethos
wants to
yeah,
tell you,
that
but
would
he
be
can't,
dope.
because
But I
of
think they
something
already
going
have
on
some kind of
deep in his
customization with
unconscious
elite
mind.
controllers.
So Raz has to travel along
But
with Sasha and Mia and Coach Olander.
I know what
into
you're
his
saying.
mind
That-
and
that
try
would
to
be-
extract
that would
that
be
information.
clean.
And there's a lot of forces at work inside Lobato's mind, maybe put there by someone else, who are trying to stop you, including some of the enemies that you might recognize from the first Psychonauts game, including the Censors, entities designed to stamp out thoughts that don't belong in someone's mind, including Raz, who doesn't belong here. But you also see a lot of new enemies, such as doubts and regrets. Lobato's mind is plagued with doubts and regrets, and they're very dangerous for Raz.
I'll
Did I
say
mention
one
there's a
thing.
lot of
The
teeth? Have I
game
mentioned there's a lot of teeth?
doesn't
There's a lot
look
of teeth.
bad at all.
He's an amateur dentist. He doesn't know a lot about teeth, but he really, really likes them. Luckily, to fight all these enemies, Raz will have his psychic powers, including his powerful psychic punch, where he has these hands that
They ain't
extend
gonna show no
psychically from his
gameplay
body
before the
into a
scrolls,
powerful melee combo.
They
He
probably
also
won't
has
even
his
show.
psychic blast,
They wouldn't
where
even
he
show
shoot a
another
powerful
trailer
energy
right now.
beam out of his brain. Raz also has the ability of pyrokinesis. It's always handy to be able to burn things with your mind. And levitation. Raz can use his own thoughts, his own thought bubble over his head as a balloon to float around or ride around on to get somewhere really quickly. So with these
Yeah,
new
but this
powers,
game
Raz
doesn't
can
look
fight
bad.
all
I'll say
these new
that.
enemies
They're
and hopefully
they're
find out
actually. I
who
mean, they're showing
kidnapped
gameplay
Truman's
of it.
Milano.
Doesn't look.
Now, while Truman's been kidnapped, the person running the Psychonauts is Hollis Forsyth, the second head of the Psychonauts. Hollis is also the head of the intern program, which is what Raz has joined now that he's become part of the Psychonauts. And he is invited into Hollis's brain for instruction. Hollis is teaching him a new psychic ability called mental connection, where you can see two thoughts in someone's mind and connect them, sometimes creating new thoughts, making new things happen. While Raz is training in mental connection inside of Hollis's mental classroom, he experiments a little too far and accidentally, maybe slightly on purpose, creates a lot of interest in gambling inside of
I always thought he
Hollis's
was a
mind
bug.
because he wants to go on the mission to
I didn't know what he
Lady
was.
Electricus Casino.
Honestly.
Unfortunately, this connection leads to more connections, and eventually the whole thing gets out of Raz's control, and Hollis gets way too interested in gambling. And Raz has to go back into her mind, where he finds out that her memories of medical school, and where she studied neurology, have been corrupted by this gambling interest, and it becomes a casino hospital. And Raz has to actually go in there and engage with all these gambling machines in order to shut it down and return Hollis's mind back to normal.
I mean, if you like platformers and stuff like that, this is probably a
inside
game for
Hollis's
you.
mind, you'll see bigger, tougher sensors that have turned into bouncers inside the casino, and also a new enemy called Bad Idea. Where Bad Ideas spawn actual nasty-looking light bulbs over their head that become dangerously explosive and blow up in Raz's face.
That's smart.
Now, headquarters. One of the things that happens in Psychonauts 2 that's most exciting to Raz is that he gets to visit the headquarters of the Psychonauts themselves, which is called the Mother Lobe. This is the center for all Psychonauts activity, and Raz gets to see his old friends Sasha and Mia, who were counselors at summer camp in the first game. He now gets to see where they work. He gets to see their offices, he gets to see their labs, he gets to see their co-workers, other agents in the field, but also he gets to see the admin and maintenance staff as they go about their business and hang out in the cafeteria, and sort of the everyday happenings of
I mean, it's cool.
what appears to be lot in the Psychonauts world. There are a lot
Kinda
of
sounds
little
like
hidden
Persona. I mean,
pathways
this
and
game, I
treasures
think this
around
game
the
was
base
out
that he
before.
can find.
Well,
Side
not
quests and
Psychonauts 2, but the
scavenger
first
hunts and
Psychonauts
things
was
that you
out
might
way
recognize from the first
before
game.
Persona, if I'm
There's a
not
lot of
mistaken.
characters to meet, a lot of fun things to discover, a lot of secrets about the Psychonauts themselves, and the lore of the founding of the Psychonauts, including the Psychic Six, who were seen on stumps around the campfire in the first game, but now we get to go much deeper into the story of how they played a part in the founding of the Psychonauts, how they were brought together and recruited by Ford Cruller.
Like, it's
and
not a
turned
game
into
for
this
me,
amazing
but I get it,
international,
I understand it.
espionage force.
And
One
I
of the
know
things that was
people
so
will
important
play
about the
this
first game
game,
is exploring
especially
this
since it's on
natural
Game
environment
Pass.
around
Will
the
be
summer camp,
pretty
all
much
the little
free.
hidden paths and caves where Raz's
Actually, I hate saying free because you are paying for a
It's an
subscription.
even bigger natural environment.
But you
multiple
feel
natural
what? You
environments
feel what
around
I'm
the
saying.
headquarters
You
that
don't have to
can
pay
explore.
50, 40,
There's a
whatever
quarry
dollars for it.
outside the Mother Lobe, which is where they dug out these massive deposits of titanium. Titanium, this psychoreactive mineral that amplifies.
Yeah, it was
and
out on the
changes
original
psychic
Xbox.
powers. There's lots of secrets around the
Way back
quarry,
in the
lots
day.
of abandoned mines and caves and things to explore. And next door to the quarry is an abandoned roadside attraction called the Questionable Area, a sort of power vortex of
This-
strange
I can't say
happenings, which is
anything
also
bad about
caused
the
by
game. It looked
titanium
good.
Deposits in the area.
It does look
Water
good.
flows uphill. Animals behave strangely. There's caves dedicated to the mystery of the Sasclops, which is a giant one-eyed being that might have existed and might not have. Here in the Questionable Area, Raz's family is camped out. His
Yeah, pretty
entire
much
family,
renting the game
as if to embarrass
until that
him in front of
subscription
his
runs
new
out.
Psychonauts friends. His family has
Well, you
showed
got
up
the
and they
games
want him
until that
back
subscription
in the
run
circus.
out. You
It
can't
turns out
play
some
it.
of
You
those
gonna be like,
family members,
huh?
including his own father, have a little bit of psychic
So-
power themselves, and they'll be exploring that in Psychonauts 2.
It'd be like that.
And you'll get to find out who put this curse on Raz's family to die in water. The Quados have been cursed by a mysterious character to all die in water, and this manifests itself in the form of the Hand of Galokio, which is this hand that comes out of the water, which is really just Raz's psychic construct. Raz is so afraid of water because of the curse put on his family that every time he comes near water, this creepy hand comes out and tries to grab him and pull him under, which is all happening inside of Raz's head. In Psychonauts 2, you'll get to find out who put this curse on Raz's family, where it came from, and what he can do about it. The story you uncover about the curse put on Raz's family links back into the story of the foundation of the Psychonauts, and Raz finds out that his family and the Psychonauts family are actually more intertwined than he believed. So there's a lot of mystery to discover for the player and Raz and his family and his friends as they explore the connections between his family and the Psychonauts and what it all has to do with Maligula. Maligula is a One of the first villains Psychonauts ever fought. She's a powerful psychic, and she's a mass murderer, and she's been believed to be dead for many years. But there's a lot of unknown things going on behind the scenes, and a lot of mysteries, and a lot of plots for the player to uncover in Psychonauts 2. So that's it. Thanks for taking this deeper look into Psychonauts 2 with me. The game is coming out August 25th, and you can pre-order now. So I'll stop talking so you can go and do that. Thanks for watching.
Hello? Nessa! Liu! Lance! Get on!
Wait, what was this game?
No problem. Stick together and let's do this.
It looked chaotic as hell.
This I do not like. Hit your
Bruh, that looks chaotic.
This is not good. This is not good.
What if we open the doors and run? Just run. No stopping, no shooting, just straight to the bridge.
Get that flasher!
Heavy. Really? We call them tanks.
I call them brutes. From Latin, Brutus.
We'd sound smart calling them brutes.
Eon, you don't want to get in here and help name these?
Nah, I'm good. Brute!
I don't think that was a game that was showed before at all.
Anacrusis is looking like a game I didn't realize I needed in my life. And here from Stray Bombay to tell us more about the Anacrusis is Chet Felicet.
I think that was a new game.
For being here.
Thanks for having me.
I didn't know anything about
Talk
this.
to me about this game, the Anacrusis.
Anything
What's the
good
concept?
so far?
How did you come up with
honestly,
this?
the biggest thing so
I grew
far
up
is that
with
controller
late 60s, early 70s
stuff.
sci-fi. I love that stuff, right? Logan's Run,
Yes.
Battlestar Galactica, Space 1999. That wasn't cheesy to me or campy. That was just the way sci-fi was. And so we wanted to set a game in that world, right? We have those cool colors, cool shapes, fantastical sci-fi weapons and creatures. And then it also lends itself to, we wanted something that was positive about the players, the characters, you're working together. Sure, there's aliens. Sure, you're fighting them. Sure, you're trying to save Earth. But you're doing it in a positive, uplifting way.
God, zombies?
After the pandemic, I don't think I could go back to a dreary, post-apocalyptic world. I need something uplifting, and so we wanted to deliver that.
That's awesome. Now, talk to me about the gameplay. You've said that there's an infinite replayability.
By the way,
to
is
this.
anybody even
how does
playing
that
Call of
factor
Duty
in?
Zombies?
Yeah, so there's 4-player co-op. You're playing with your friends, and what we want to do is make sure that it's different every time you're playing it. And so we have a lot of different systems that do that, but underneath it all is the idea of the AI driver. The AI driver is driving
That's something.
everything
Is
that's
anybody
happening in
playing
the
Call
game
of Duty
with
Zombies?
items, where they're placed, what's happening with the creatures, what's happening with your health kits, your perks, all of those systems are driven off of that. And so what that means is, as you're playing, not only do you have those, hey, this last time we played this, there was nothing here, and this time we're being overwhelmed. And then you also have those peaks and valleys so that you have some downtime, and then you have some really big uptime in it, or a lot of combat happening in it. We're also monitoring how the people are playing. So if you're first time playing and your team isn't doing very well, we'll put health kits right on the main path for you to find. And then if you don't find them at first, we'll spawn a couple more later. But if you're really good, if you're really killing it, well, we might not put anything on the main path. And so if you want to go find your perks, or if you want to go find new weapons, you have to go off that main path and go search for that. And it makes the game just a little bit harder, but in a way more interesting way than just saying,
I get it.
hey, let's double
AKA,
the health of all the enemies.
What they're saying is that you know how everybody plays Call of Duty, like the Call of Duty community will just go through and do the same things over and over and try to get to like high rounds and stuff like that. AKA, you ain't gonna be able to do that here. You gonna have to. It's always gonna be changing.
Here because you don't know what happened before or after, but here we know these really big peaks and valleys, so we can bring you to nothing for a little bit and then have it go crazy.
I love that it's scaling to your.
I would like to play Battlefield on stream.
That's fantastic. Now,
that's why I'm getting PC parts.
The perk system that you're going to have
before it comes out and stuff like that. That way I can sort of build the computer,
say a class-based thing,
and
then
then
playing with your
have
friends,
everything I need to do everything, and all I have to do is just buy it on PC and then
we kind of
probably
get
Xbox as well too.
Playing and how we're
but
playing.
that's what
so we want to be able to mix
that way
because
I already have Game Pass Ultimate. So I'll be able to go through, any game that I want to play.
It's called a meta compiler, and you have to go find the meta compilers in the world. And once you find one, You'll have from 1 to 3 perks
say
to
if it's
choose
not
from. And then over
going
time,
well,
you're essentially
I just
building a
and
deck for your
go back and play another game.
And so
that
you might
was
have
going
it
well.
where, if you saw in the trailer, there's a
Because
pulse,
honestly,
which is kind of like a
Dokkan Battles
melee
just
shove. Well, you can invest
just
into
dry
that, and you can
currently
have
right
one
now.
that you can now
And
recharge your pulse faster.
it really-
and now
like I said, that
protects
game-
their,
Dokkan
other players
Battle
around
is-
you. And then it
it's
gets
not
more
a
powerful,
double-edged
you can actually do
sword
damage with it. So all of a sudden,
of like when it's
you went
hot,
from being
it's
a support
hot, and then when
character
it's
playing in
cold,
the
it's
back
cold.
to leading the
It's
charge,
like
going forward and knocking down aliens and everyone else.
90% of the time it's
You'll get a
cold,
bunch of
and then
perks
the
that are
10%
about,
is like it's hot.
investing in one weapon
You
and
know,
making it where
and that's out
when
of
you
the
do
year,
headshots,
each
it
year,
actually does
all
damage to
every
other
year.
aliens around. So, now
So
you
it
get
really
sniper
is
hanging
hard
back.
playing
So it's
Dokkan
really
Battle,
mixing up
the
that
Gotcha
kind of
game
experience that you're
nowadays.
having, and you'll earn these perks
It
as you
really
play.
is.
So the more you play, the more perks
But
you have.
playing other
But since
games,
we want the game
introducing
to
other
always
things and
be
stuff
great
like
to play
that,
with your
and then
friends,
it gets a little bit better. But for just in general playing
well, we
just
share the perks.
Dokkan Battle,
so you get all the perks that I
it
have available
sucks.
to me as well. So that way you get to have
It
that
really
experience
does.
of all that craziness
Right.
in your game as well. Because it's all about having fun with your friends.
Right, the shared experience with your friends.
Yeah,
Now,
what's up?
we kind of already talked about the inspirations, like 2000. I looked at that and it was like 2001: Space Odyssey was the first thing I thought of. But
Oh, you played it
let's
once you
talk
went back
more
to Modern
about the
Warfare?
enemies in the game. What was some of the inspirations for that?
So the enemies is we kind of look at it of how we want the players to behave as well as feel. And so we bring in outside playtesters every week. They play our game, we watch them, and what we'd see is really good teams would stick together really tightly. And even if we send something like the Brute at them that spreads them apart, they'd quickly form back together. So we created something called the spawner.
Yeah.
And this is just a good example of kind of how we approach the design. The spawner you hear off in the distance, and you'll hear it, and you know what it's doing. It's spawning things. It spawns these little turrets that come at you. They're not the worst thing, but they're going to be unrelenting until you kill the spawner. And so you'll be sticking with your team, and you'll be like, oh, wait a minute. If the spawner comes now, and this turrets come, and we've got a guy down, we've got to go over there, I'm not sticking with my team. I'm going to go hunt that thing down. I'm going to go kill it. So you go run off, you kill it, you're feeling good about it, and then all of a sudden you realize, wait, where are my teammates? I'm all alone. There's other specials here. Oh, I'm in trouble. And it's trying to create those kind of moments where it's mixing it up, where you always want to have it where it kind of almost takes turns of one player's the last one surviving, they're the last one up, and they're helping everybody else up and get it going. And so really looking at having those enemies give you those moments for how it affects the players.
Bonus question for you. What does the Anacrusis actually mean?
So Anacrusis is a musical term. It means the notes before the song,
bad.
the little kind of intro. And for this, we have a
Computer
character Boris
peeling
that you never
stream
meet.
would be sweet.
And all the parallels
That
just
wouldn't
talk
be
about
able
it,
to
'cause
work,
that was
'cause I gotta
fun to
take
have
this
character
graphics card
that you never really
out
were
of
sure
this PC
who they are
and
because
also the
everyone was
power
describing
supply.
it. And
So-
she named
and the hard
barge that you're
drive as
on that you're
well
launching these
to
missions
put
to
into the other one.
Anacrusis.
So that wouldn't work
And
well.
her
Unless I was
thought
doing
there
like
was, this is not the main event.
some
This is
of
not
it,
us
and-
against the
yeah, but not
aliens
all.
with fighter pilots and everything
I
else.
wouldn't be
This
able
is
to work.
regular people.
Yeah,
This
'cause
is the
and I really don't want
pre-battle
to
the
buy
battle.
another
This is
power
finding out
supply. I
about
think
these
this is
aliens and what just happened.
750.
Oh,
I think either
sounds so cool.
either
Again, the
bronze
Anacrusis,
or
everything
gold
that you
certified.
talked about today, it sounds
I wouldn't
amazing.
want to.
I can't wait to get my hands on it. But Chet, thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.
We've got so much more coming in today's show, including Obsidian Entertainment with Grounded,
just got
and Let It Roll
annoyed
with
with
Shredders,
Seven Deadly
and
Sins,
343
the
Industries
game.
with
I
a
just
deeper
got
dive
annoyed
on that
with it.
incredible
Just
multiplayer trailer for
it
Halo
lost
Infinite.
its
But first,
lost its charm.
the original Stalker was one of the most intense and eerie games of its era. Next year, we return to Chernobyl for Stalker 2. And Zach from GSC Game World has a closer look at the game. Let's check it out.
Okay, so we're getting some Stalker 2. All right. I mean, they did
Hi
show.
everyone,
I think they did
it's
show a
Zach
little bit
from
more
GSC
Stalker,
Game
so-
World. It has been several days since the gameplay reveal of Stalker 2. Our game now has a subtitle, Heart of Chernobyl, and a release date of April 28, 2022. By the way, the pre-orders are open for both PC and Xbox. You're obviously here willing to learn more, so here are several details about Stalker 2, Heart of Chernobyl you probably didn't know yet. So let's dive a little bit deeper in our trailer.
It looked good, boy.
This section of the trailer is a bandit's gunfight on the chemical plant. You can see the actual in-game animations of picking up the weapons and installing modifications on the go. The thing is, you can notice the teaser of a new faction. We are not showing the exact moment right now because we wonder if you can discover it yourself. You may actually recognize the exact location on the swamps. If you played Stalker Clear Sky, you may remember this place. The time did the job, but the tower is definitely still there. Also in this scene, you can see a brand new detector Skiff is using for the artifact hunt. Because of its form, it's called Gilka, which actually means a branch in the Ukrainian. The artifact Skiff is going to collect is called Jelly. In-game, it recovers your stamina. Moving to the Dancing Man scene. Before you ask it, yes, there will be a lot of characters with an interesting fate in the zone. His hideout is located in Chernobyl too. That's a town not so far from Pripyat you have seen in the gameplay teaser.
Huh.
Узнаешь мотив?
Even this classical stuff.
Ну и тоже по кругу лобаешь. Сам же
I'm trying to see if I
The
can avoid the
campfires,
copyright
a
claim.
small isle of safety in the unwelcoming zone. A place where you can finally have a little rest before another foray. You have seen the campfire during the first trailer in the Rookie village. Of course, it wasn't the only one. The zone is full of dangers and mutants. The monsters are the result of the numerous experiments. We're not ready to show you all of them, so let's stick to the old good bloodsucker for now.
Считаешь, я не думал, как обойтись без его смерти?
This guy looks like
Она
he's
не
pretty good.
могла быть свободна, пока он жил. Зато теперь посмотри
Someone put
на
Dokkan music over
нее.
dude dancing.
Нет,
Bruh,
Скиф,
that's funny.
я не отдам ее никому. Зона дала мне жизнь, новую жизнь. Жизнь, которую я готов вернуть, если потребуется.
Look at his hair.
Защищать ее.
Like, you see the actual
In this
strands?
rooftop scene, we are truly proud with the quality of the animations. We made a small behind-the-scenes video from our motion capture studio. The face photogrammetry process makes the final result as close to the reality as possible.
Она не могла быть свободна, пока он жил. Я буду защищать ее. Всегда.
That is pretty good. That's pretty
The
damn
gun you're
good.
seeing in this section is one of the most powerful weapons from the arsenal.
Охренеть.
Похоже, пора.
И куда ты
I don't know,
теперь?
but I think it's gonna be pretty.
Moving to the final thing for
I think
today,
it is gonna be
the man
pretty
at the end
popular.
of the trailer is Sergei Grigorovich, the creator of the Stalker series.
Удачной охоты, Сталкер.
Thanks for joining us today. We can't wait for the moment when the time comes to enter the zone
I'll
on
tell you
April
what, they
28,
keep their little
2022.
press conference thing. They keep their shit short and sweet.
As you just saw, Stalker 2 is shaping up to be something special, and I can't wait to play it next year when it comes to Xbox, PC, and Game Pass on day one. On Sunday, we saw the trailer for A Plague Tale Requiem, the sequel to the award-winning A Plague Tale Innocence. And for those of you who are fans of the original, we've got some good news for you too.
I never played the original. Anybody played Plague Tale
Where
original
is he?
one? Just the first one?
No one can escape their own blood.
Damn. Damn.
All this odorous.
Where is your son? You have come to challenge me?
Coming July 6th, 4K Ultra HD. Damn.
If history was in your hands, what would
Damn.
you build?
That's crazy. It looked good too. By the way, if you haven't hit that like button on the stream, hit the like button. Greatly appreciate you hitting that like button, sharing the stream out. Helps more people get in here and relax and enjoy the stream. And it helps the channel grow.
The King is back, and here to tell us more about Age of Empires 4 are Adam Ice Green and Emma Bridle from World
Age of Empires.
Thank you both for being here.
Thanks for having us on, Paris.
Absolutely. my legacy Age player. I'm excited for this. Now, you had some news at the briefing. Can you kind of talk about that a little more?
Well, I mean, fans got to have their first looks at 2 more of our launch civilizations, the Abbasid Dynasty and the French.
Yes.
And they bring a lot to the table, totally different ways to play. But I'm really excited to show them those. And then also people got to see their first taste of naval gameplay, which we haven't shown off at all except for a little teaser at the end of fan preview.
Paying off that tease. And we also revealed one more of our campaigns, the 100 Years' War, and Joan of Arc made an appearance. We also announced that the game is coming October 28th, and it's coming to Windows Store, Steam, and of course, Game Pass for PC.
Now, earlier you mentioned the 2 civilizations, the Abbasid Dynasty and the French. Can you kind of go into detail about that?
Sure. Yeah, I guess I'll start. The Abbasid. So the Abbasid Dynasty is this amazing technological powerhouse of a civilization that has a really unique mechanic that we're bringing to them in Age of Empires 4. It's actually unique across all the civs that are in the game, in that they construct this bastion of knowledge called the House of Wisdom, and they can keep upgrading it with different wings, and that gives them a host of incredible technologies that leverage their army, their economy,
like those big? Those are like the big scale war things that you can do, right?
They have an incredible amount of fun
Age of Empires
units,
stuff,
especially camels. Unique to the civs again. The launch civs for Age of Empires 4 is camel units, and these camels have amazing abilities to buff the other units in their armies, and so you have these wonderful diverse mixes where
it was like those civilization
together,
games. I like
always
the civilization
camels
games
for the different kinds of buffs and advantages you can give to your civilization. It's great.
And the French are really, really strong with trade. They've got some great options that are going to make your late game really, really interesting. They have a landmark called the House of Commerce. And for your units, you're going to really want to focus on knights and lancers. Those are your powerhouses. But the French actually made an appearance in the trailer as part of the 100 Years' War campaign. And as you can see Joan there, I'm actually wearing her around my neck. She's a feminist icon from history. This young woman who led with her convictions and led a battle, and she was a teenager. And so she's beloved. She's in Age 2 in a campaign, and so we know Age fans are going to love seeing her again. And the 100 Years' War, with the multiple missions, like the Battle of the 30, are really going to bring that period of history to life. And all the live action footage that you saw in the trailer on Sunday, that's all from within the game. We have these multiple documentaries that will play between the missions to storytell and really bring it to life as you journey through the 100 Years' War.
Yeah, taking a completely different approach to how we're telling a story in... Matter of fact, I don't think I've seen any game that does what we're doing in terms of how we're showing the story and how we're getting people involved with history. So
it really,
super exciting.
Really brings it to life. And I've learned things about English history from these documentaries I didn't learn in school. So they're educating as well as moving the game forward.
Now, community feedback is always important in any game, but especially in something like Age. Now, how have you taken some of that feedback into development for Age 4?
So we formed a community council back in
very own
2017.
personalized
We
glass?
wanted our community and our players to have a seat at the table for development. We're making the game for them. So they've been hands-on with the game for a really long time and giving us their honest feedback. And we then take that to the game team, and they look at making changes based on what they've told us. So they've influenced things from the look of the UI icons, the influence system that's built into Age 4. They've really, really helped us with their viewpoints make the game better. And one thing they really pushed for, actually, was naval.
Yeah, it's amazing. We actually, if you look at a lot of the data, we see data on all of the Age of Empires games that people play. And naval is one of those things that in Age 2, a lot of people don't use it, which is crazy, right? But if it wasn't there, people would miss it so much. And sometimes we have to ask those hard questions when we're making games, right? We say, like, do we need to do this? And it was something that we felt weird about. And we went to the council with it, and we're like, hey, not even you guys don't play naval all the time. Like, do we need it? And they're like, yeah, no, we see your point, but you have to have this. Yeah. And it was great. It was a great reaffirmation. And we throw a lot of things like that at our council to make sure that we're making the game that's great for all the different kinds of players that love Age of Empires all over the world.
And now we're heading towards launch. We're branching out beyond our council. People are going to get hands-on for the first time. So we had a fan preview event back in April, and we looked at the feedback from that and have made changes since then. So, you let us know that you didn't feel like the weapon scaling was quite right.
I can't remember if they showed it. I think they might have. I don't know if they showed it on the first day.
Now, you actually hit on something that I wanted to
they
jump
might
into.
Have. I don't know.
Age
Oh
has
yeah,
been
I think they
around for a
did.
while.
I think they
There's
did
been
show
previous games, but you
something
continue
about
to
it.
make content for those. So, what's some of the news you can share as far as development with some of the legacy Age games?
Well, we have a new expansion coming in August for Age 2 Definitive Edition called Dawn of the Dukes. And in that expansion, we're going to be adding 2 more civilizations, the Bohemians and the Poles, and 3 new campaigns for the Lithuanians, the Bohemians, and the Poles. And those are great stories about really cool, like, brother and sister teams that work together to kind of rise up these empires. And I can't wait for people to get their hands on it. And the great thing is that if you pre-order Age of Empires 4, you get that for free. That's part of the deal for pre-ordering Age 4 on the different platforms. And
that's kind of cool.
For Age 3, of course, because we don't want to leave them out either. Age 3 Definitive Edition, we're hard at work on an African PDLC with new civilizations and campaigns.
Pretty cool.
And I can't wait to show more, but we're not ready
Are they
to
gonna show
talk
more
about that one
Battlefield
just
gameplay?
yet.
But if you don't want to miss
know.
out, go to
I feel like this is more
ageofempires.com,
of the
become an
things that
insider. You get a little sneak peeks at things we've got coming and
They were
chance to get
sort
hands
of
on with content early.
missing
Now,
and
shifting
kind
us
of
back
wanted to
the
leave
present
off to
and
like
Age
another
4.
show so they could kind of keep it going
What's some
quick.
of the things people can expect as we lead up to launch?
But they did show.
Well,
I mean,
we've got a bit of an
they did show
exclusive
more
for you today.
Horizon. So you never
we're
know.
going to name our remaining launch civs and our remaining launch campaigns. We're not going to show them just yet. That'll come closer to launch. But our 2 remaining civilizations are the Holy Roman Empire and the Rus. And the names of our 2 remaining campaigns are the Rise of Moscow and the Mongol Empire.
All that sounds fantastic. Please.
No, I was just going to say I'm so excited. I get all gushing about things like this. You're going to have to wait a little more to get information and see more detail on those civilizations and campaigns, but we've also got, a ton of stuff planned. We have a beta that's going to be coming up. So, you can go to ageofempires.com to sign up be an insider to get in our beta and get a chance to actually get hands-on with the game. And then, of course, again, we're launching
If you like a
October
game,
28th.
always
Yep.
sign
Long to
up
wait.
to be an insider on those
Steam,
games because
on Windows
if you
10
do,
and on
they'll
Game Pass
usually
for
send
PC.
you
So
emails.
it should be great any way you want to play.
Whenever
Just
they're
really
going to do
excited.
another beta or something, or an
That is
alpha or
great,
something
and
like
I'm
that,
sure
they want
Age fans all
testers
around the world are
and
really looking
feedbacks.
forward to that.
I
So,
did that with
again,
the
Adam, Emma, thank you so much for
think
being
it was-
here.
Thanks for having us on.
No, thank you.
Fallout
Massive battles
76
across land, air, and sea have been
Anthem,
a hallmark of the Battlefield series from the
and-
beginning. In this next video,
Yes.
design director Daniel Berlin will tell us more
But
about
it's
what
always
DICE can do.
oh,
when
there
it
is going to be
brings all-out
Battlefield 4
warfare
stuff
to the world's most powerful console.
Oh yeah, I'm a big fan of the snowboard game. Big fan of those. Oh shit, I was expecting no Battlefield 2042. Real talk.
The thing that would really excite players is the introduction of all this cutting-edge technology that we're just infusing into the sandbox. I think just having the comeback of the helicopter on the battlefield, it just introduces a whole new layer to the sandbox. It just gives players so much more tools that makes it more Battlefield than it's been in a very long time. So we really enable
I
our
really would
players
love
to
to
be
see
really, really creative with the
just-
tools we give them. And that's what Battlefield is,
So
is kind of
just
all
like
about,
not
being
even
in
a minute of
massive,
raw
open
gameplay. I would
war
love to
setting
see that.
And being able to say like, hey, there's a problem over there, go solve it. And the players actually choose how they want to solve that problem. And through that process, create their own Battlefield moments. So in 2042, you will experience 3 really distinct experiences. The one we're talking about right now, we're talking about today, is the experience that we call the all-out warfare experience. Now, this is the place you go in 2042 when you want to have those classic Battlefield experiences, this massive war where it's, air,
Conquest.
land, and sea just coming together in these massive battles. But we've actually made a distinction between 2 separate experiences within the all-out warfare experience. And that's Conquest, which is very much a staple for our franchise. It's something that our fans know and love. And we're just taking the Conquest experience to the max this time around. Conquest is all about the freedom, the access to the sandbox, being able to choose where you fight, how you fight, where you want to go. But it's
Bruh,
also an
that
experience
glacier spot is going to be
will allow players to kind
insane.
of choose their own pacing. And there's moments in Conquest where it's complete chaos. When a lot of players they just converge on a single point and the chaos goes up to the maximum. But there's also moments within Conquest where, you've just had that big battle and now you've won that battle. And you go like, okay, you bring up your map and you have a conversation with your friends and you say like, okay, where do we want to go next? Oh, we need to go over there to that state. Okay, how do we get there? Oh, let's call in a vehicle. And a vehicle, you can call it in wherever you want. And then your friends, you hop into the transport vehicle and you go across the map and you go to a new
I have
location.
2 questions about that.
Fight. So Conquest is just that.
Are
full
vehicles
freedom
going to be
sandbox. And right next to that
squad
lives, the
leader
other experience
again?
within All Out Warfare, which is
And you have to have the amount
and
of
this is a
points
significantly
to
more
call that shit in?
guided experience.
Or
It takes you,
can anybody just call them
on
in if they have a
journey
certain amount of
throughout
points?
the entire
Because
map.
in Battlefield
And in
5,
Breakthrough, there's
you're
an
able
attacker
to,
and there's
only
a
the
defender
squad
team.
leader can call
and we
stuff
kinda
in.
compress them
So,
into fighting
if you needed
head-on
something,
in
the
a
squad leader would
specific
have to
space.
do it.
So the time to action is short.
So
and the
very
level of chaos is
interesting
really,
right there.
really high.
Also,
There's helicopters
I really want to
and
play the
there's
beta,
tanks and there's
so I
infantry.
know
There's
what the
everything
frame
happening,
rate
and it's
is
just
going to be
complete
like.
chaos in Breakthrough. So All Out Warfare
That's what I
kinda
want.
takes
I want to
these
know what
two
the frame rate
fan-favorite staple
is
modes
going to be like.
and we make them distinctly
Because he's
lean into their
specifically
specific
said
strength. And
there'll
that's on
be
the Xbox
spots
Series
where,
X and the
you know,
Xbox
it'll get
Series
chaotic.
S, you will actually be
And the
able
last
to
thing you
play,
want is to be
All Out
playing
Warfare
that and it
experiences
get
up to
effing chaotic
128
and your
players,
frame rate
which is
can't
a
handle it
double
and you
to what
crash
we've
your
done in the past in
PC
the franchise.
or it crashes
And
on
this is
Xbox
really,
or PlayStation.
You know, you can have those moments when you're playing 2042, when you're sitting in a
you know,
helicopter and you look down and you just see this, you know,
I feel like they
sea
should
of
like
tanks, soldiers, infantry.
I feel like they should start doing a whole bunch of
helicopters,
tests on
fighter jets
servers of
moving
just
in
like
unison, and you kinda get
going
this feeling that
absolute
you're part of something
RPG,
bigger,
new tube
like a
shit,
really,
and
really
just
massive
causing
army,
as much
and that's the
explosions
strength
or whatever.
of the
That
massive
way
play spaces that we're building. And we're
they
able
could
to
stress
really
the
make this
servers
play really well. We've
and the game to
altered
make sure
our
that
way
it can
of handling
actually
level
handle
design.
all of that. Because there's
because
going to be
it wasn't
tanks.
just as simple as
People go be in tanks.
you know, just making
People
it bigger
gonna
and then
be in,
portion the locations out.
all
It doesn't
kinds
really
of
work that way.
aircraft.
So we've leaned
You know,
into
dropping
a new
bombs,
type of design
whatever,
mentality that
you
we're
know?
calling clustering.
So I want
Now,
them
with
to be able to
clustering means
just
that you will have a
maximize that
massive
from 100
battlefield in front of
I think
you.
it's like
But
28
within
players.
this massive battlefield,
Just
you
maximize
have particular
that
clusters of
on both
objectives.
sides in
So
one
the map
spot, and if you could
Hourglass is
maximize
set
that
in Doha, Qatar,
and keep that
and
just
it is,
fine
I'm not going to go
when
into any
the dynamic
specifics about
weather is going
exactly
on,
how large
then I
it
know
is.
that this game's
But it
frame
is
rate
definitely
will
one
be
of the
good
larger
and it probably
maps that
won't
we will
crash
have in 2042.
unless there's
It's
like
one of my favorite maps
freak
personally,
accidents,
because it
something
has
happens in the game and
some
stuff.
really, really cool,
Then it'll be
distinct
good.
locations
If
within
they could stress the
Down
game
to the
like that,
south
it'll be good.
of the map, you'll have a fully destructible village. This is a great space.
Yeah, Battlefield
for
pushes consoles,
infantry
but that's what I'm
and
saying. Like,
vehicles alike,
especially when
because
you're
you
on
know,
PC,
as
you
a
have so many
Battlefield player, that
explosions and all this
infantry
shit
is
going
stalking around
on.
inside the buildings, but
It's
you know, when you're in your tank,
it could
your
cause
attack
a whole lot of
helicopter,
problems
you can, you know,
to
destroy
just
those buildings
absolute
and get access
crash.
to the infantry. Then you can go further east and you'll find a bunch of
Yeah,
high-rise
Battlefield 3.
skyscrapers. And so there's a whole
Yeah.
section there where you can enter the skyscrapers, you can go up to the top of them, you can zip line between the roofs, have fights in between the rooftops. But if you want to change it up,
I'd say
more,
probably
you can
2
basically
months or so. If it comes out in
skydive off of the
October,
skyscrapers.
I'd say-
if you're playing a particular specialist that has access to
I'd
a
say
wingsuit,
August would be
you can
a
actually
good
glide across the entire map
sort of
space and get yourself all the way over
first
to the stadium,
beta
which is on
test,
the east
and
side of the map.
then
And the stadium itself,
maybe
it's a place you go when you really want
at
to
the
just
end
take
of
out your
September
shotgun
before
and
the
have
game
some
comes out.
close quarters combat.
That way they can get a couple of
So the mentality here,
last minute sort of
building
bug
larger
fixes.
maps, but creating locations within that map where there's a particular type of gameplay. And with the Conquest game mode, for example, you will also see the.
'Cause
the
this
fact
looks
that If
crispy.
you want to capture.
And by the way, this
entirety
is
of the stadium,
pre-alpha.
It's not just to go there.
So
and
what
capture
you're
one
seeing
location.
currently right
You
now
actually have
is
to capture
pre-alpha
multiple locations
build.
within the stadium in order for you to.
So
kinda-
it's not
to
beta
consider it
build.
yours, that your team can actually get.
Alpha
benefits from
becomes
it. So,
comes before the beta
lots of
on
dynamic
this when it goes to
moments
this way.
on
It gets
Hourglass,
closer.
as you saw
So
in the gameplay trailer as well. There's a massive
Yeah.
wall of sand moving across the entire game.
So,
space.
for all you
So
know,
what happens when this
the
massive wall
visuals
comes,
might look a
of
lot
course,
better.
It engulfs you in the storm itself.
the terrain
but as it passes
could
by,
have
it
more
leaves
textures.
the entirety of the map
Like,
in a different
everything could
mood, in a
have more
different
ray
light,
tracing going in it
changes
and
the
make it look
visibility
a
for the
whole lot
player.
better.
And this is a really good time for you to lean into our Plus system, where you have the capability to actually actually
But that looked
alter
good.
the customization on your weapon.
That looks real
I'd
good.
also like to mention, though, that the wall of sand is one thing, right? But there's also the possibility of the tornado.
Oh yeah, I know. I remember.
And the tornado is this massive disruptor that just comes into the play space, and wherever it goes, destruction follows. It's a massive
Wherever it goes?
moving physical entity that
Does that
will
mean
pick
that it's
you up,
not
throw you across the
Preset?
map, pull helicopters into it. It's just a crazy, fun physics experience that happens as you play the map.
Dude,
So
that looks
everything
crazy.
is in the hands of the player. This really is a sandbox.
He said, but
And
also
these
when you
moments are in the hands of
listen
the player.
to what
While in
they
other
say,
games, battlefield moments are
like you got to make sure you
pre-scripted.
really listen
In our
because
game, they just
he said
happen, and they happen
wherever it
differently every
goes,
single
as
time
in like
because
it's not a
players
predetermined
controlling
course
what's happening around you.
that it'll
That's
do,
something that you only get in Battlefield. And that's why I love Battlefield.
which is great. And I like that.
Epic action at an epic scale is what we all want. From
Yeah, it is a
Battlefield
console
2042,
version too, because
and
this
DICE
is on
looks
Xbox
poised to deliver.
You know,
During
like
the
Series
showcase on
X
Sunday,
and S.
we announced an exciting collaboration between Rare, Xbox, and Disney with Sea of Thieves.
Oh, yeah,
a
yeah.
Pirate's
Yeah,
Life,
I remember
a
that.
free update which brings Captain Jack Sparrow and his crew sailing into the Sea of Thieves. Today,
So,
we're premiering a brand
if
new
they
trailer
launch a
showing some of the
PC
gameplay you'll
version
experience
trailer,
when you team up with Jack Sparrow for this
it
all-new
will look a lot
adventure.
better.
I can't
Let's
wait to be a
not
part of
cap.
this
It'll look a
crew.
lot better.
Let's take a look.
You will always remember this is the day your
My
crew
God, I'm gonna have to blow my
was
nose
joined
again.
by
My
Captain
allergies are going
Jack
insane right now,
Sparrow.
Chad. So let me just go blow my nose one more
To the Sea
time.
of Thieves. Quick as you like. Chop, chop.
It's time to bridge the worlds and take our rightful places as lords of the sea.
Now we have awoken, and we are hungry.
Perhaps they'll take ye on the grand tour of me fallen kingdom.
I was starting to think you'd taken a tumble. Not everyone's as steady on their feet as I am. This is the first place I've found where everyone appreciates my uniqueness. They're coming aboard! Keep your crusty claws off me!
Davy Jones wishes you destroyed, and I shall oblige him.
What is that infernal noise?
That's Captain Infernal Noise to you, mate!
Sparrow! Destroy that statue, and there'll be the double to pay.
Enough of this! Hear me, my daughter! Come more than beast!
Whatever they've told you is not true. Unless it's flattering, in which case, it's all true, but they left out the best bits. Savvy?
Hey everyone, Joni, executive producer on Sea of Thieves here. So we've shown you the cinematic trailer, we've shown the gameplay trailer, but there's still more to come. So on Sunday at 11 AM Pacific, 2 PM Eastern, 7 PM UK and 8 PM in Europe, we have the Sea of Thieves A Pirate's Life showcase. So this is a real deep dive just into all of the details behind this collaboration with Disney. How did we bring Jack Sparrow into our world? How do we capture his humor and his charm and all of the kind of characters that are coming in as a part of this? You're going to get a first look at a couple of tales and actual gameplay of those. We're going to get some behind the scenes interviews with our development team and also just to chat with us, with Disney, just about how this collaboration came to be. So it's going to be amazing. I hope everybody tunes in. So we'll see you on Sunday.
Bruh, I forgot that I muted my damn mic. And the funny thing about this is that I literally answered that whole damn question. I literally answered that whole question of how this is gonna run on last gen. And I'm completely muted. I guess I have to answer that question again. So, to answer that, all right, let me give you a short version. Xbox One X, PlayStation 4 Pro should be all right. The One S should be okay. Xbox One and base PlayStation 4 probably still 30 frames. don't look as good at all. I mean, it'll still probably look decent. I would say it probably looks still like, you know, Battlefield 5 or so like that. Like, Battlefield 5 looks great. So it probably still looks somewhere around there, but you won't have that ray tracing and stuff like that. But it'll still look good and run at probably 30 frames. Only the Xbox One S and One X and PlayStation 4 Pro probably might get close, if not 60 frames, close, maybe like 50 frames or something like that. That's how I see it. But damn, I was on Hitty. Flight Simulator is gonna be good, bro. I can't wait to play Flight Simulator. Yeah. I can't wait for that. That's gonna be fun.
I'm ready for the danger zone. But we'll get to that in just a second. When Microsoft Flight Simulator launched last year on PC, reviewers and gamers alike were blown away by the stunning visuals and the depth of simulation. Joining us is Jorg Newman, the head of Microsoft Flight Simulator. Jorg, thank you for being here.
Really I thought he had a Top Gun jacket. Oh,
Good to meet you. Those are cool glasses.
You do got the aviator jacket.
Yeah, I got my jacket as well. So you had some announcements this Sunday about Microsoft Flight Simulator. Can you go into that a little bit?
Yeah, it was super cool. We announced that Microsoft Flight Simulator is coming to Xbox Series X and S. And the franchise has an awesome history on the PC. It's going back all the way to 1982. You know, it predates Office and Windows.
July 27th,
And when we launched last year, it was on the PC only. And it was a really warm welcome from simmers and from press and from people who have never flown flight sim before.
Imagine Tom Cruise
super
came
excited
out.
that it comes to console
That would have
now.
been funny.
And so for the first time in the history of the franchise.
So I've been playing Flight Simulator since last year on PC. I have a 3080, but it is now coming to the Xbox Series X and S. What sorcery are you doing to get this running on both of those consoles?
That's what I would like to know.
I think it's a combination of two things, really. I mean, first off, it's a super powerful console.
Yes.
And then we are really using the Microsoft tech stack in an interesting way. So as you know, Series X and S is like a beast. The GPU is awesome, super powerful CPU with multiple cores.
He ain't lying.
RAM, fast RAM. We can run
You
in
could
4K.
build it.
That's super important for
in
planes.
today's market,
because you sit
for
there in the
PC,
cockpit, you need
you
to be able to
can't
read all
build
the text.
an
SSD,
Xbox
fast
Series
internet. So
S
it's basically the
PC
equivalent
for
of a really
$300.
powerful
You can't do
high-end
it.
PC. And
You
on
can't
top
even
of that,
build
on
a
Flight Sim, we're
Xbox
using the
One
Microsoft
X.
stack a lot. Like we
Or-
have
or-
2.5
yeah,
petabytes
One X
of
or
data.
Series X,
It's 1.6
let alone
million CDs
for $500. You
sitting
can't
on
do it.
Azure. And we're basically
Like your
streaming that down
graphics card
as you go.
is already,
And, we're
especially
also
trying to get
doing
high
machine
end.
learning algorithms up
Your
there, and that's how
graphics
we
card
build
is already in the thousands.
procedurally in runtime 1.5
Like,
billion houses
my
and 2 trillion
old
trees.
graphics
So it's a
card that I
combination of
currently
those
have
two
right
things.
now
Super powerful
can
console,
still sell
super good use
for
of the
almost
Microsoft tech
$400.
stack. You get it
And
to
I'm
work
like,
on console.
That is fantastic. Now, with Xbox
So-
Game Pass and with it coming to
You ain't lying,
console, you're
but
going to
you can't do
expose
it.
Flight Simulator to
Can't do it
a
at all.
lot of new gamers, right? So what are some of the things that you're going to do to make it more accessible to a wider audience?
So we had, you're exactly right. We had a little bit of that last year when we launched because we knew the flight
Upgrades
simmers,
weren't a needed
that's
thing.
their hobby. They
Like,
came
well,
in, they know everything
they
about
could keep
aviation.
on to that
they know
for
exactly
2
what to
years,
do. But we had a lot of people
but
come in
Xbox
to Xbox
is
Game
only,
Pass on PC and
is
basically
only
tried
supporting
for the first time.
the
So we-
Xbox One. They
even on
said
the
it
PC
last
launch, we
year
did a
for
bunch of
2
work on
years. So I don't know if they're
onboarding
saying
with
like
tutorials. We gave
at that
some
time
assistances,
2+
but now for this
years. So
Xbox
to
version,
this year and
we're
next
actually
year
doing a
will be
ton more.
supported.
And I actually brought you a
But
little video. And
after
so
that,
there's
it's
5
over.
things we did. The first thing, if you're becoming
After
a
that, they're
pilot,
not
the first thing
supported.
you do is you do a discovery flight.
I would say
It's
in 2
basically,
years,
you know,
obviously
you have a flight
consoles
instructor
should
next
be
to
back
you. He
on the
does most of
market.
the work, he or she, and you get to
But
steer the plane and feel really good about
that's
yourself, right?
2 years
and
that
so
you
we
got
said,
with
we
the
need to
original
recreate that.
Xbox.
So we picked 10
And at one
places on
point,
Earth,
you
like some
are
of the
gonna
most
have to
compelling
upgrade.
places, like Mount
Whether it
Everest,
be
or
2
Rio
years
de
from
Janeiro,
now,
or New
a
York,
year
or
from
the
now,
pyramids.
a month from now,
And we
6
basically put you in
months.
a plane. It's ready to
If
go.
you could do it
beautiful
early,
weather, and all
and
you
you
need
got
to
the
do is
moolah
fly
to
and
do
have
it,
fun. And it's
you better
it really
do it
is
now.
an onboarding experience.
Five
Is
more.
super good.
And that goes. That
then
even
we
goes for
noticed on the
PlayStation.
PC
Because even
side
though
that
PlayStation
people
said they're
really
going to
love
support
to
for like
explore
5
the
years or
world in
something
Flight
like that,
Sim.
I
I
think.
did that. I've spent like a month in South
No.
America, and I've never been to South
You
America.
want
and
you
it was
want
super
this
cool.
crispiness.
But it was
If
only
you
visuals,
play,
and
you want
so
this
you
crispy.
didn't quite understand how
In my
everything fits
opinion,
together. So now we added labels.
right now,
and
I'm
Bing
telling you from
has
the
all
mouth
these
of
labels basically
icjosh.
for every POI, like
If
famous
you are
place,
trying to
a
get into
river,
the
a
next
mountain.
gen,
So we have
and
all
you
those
are
now,
a
and we
kid,
put that into the world
a
map.
teenager,
And even if you
don't make
down
your own
and
money
try to
or
plan out
whatever,
your flight, you can now see
this is
all
the
the
two
cities
things
around you, and
you
it
need.
totally transforms
You
the
need to,
experience.
for this
Same
holiday,
in game, so we
the
now have
only thing you
labels
probably
in
need
game
to
where you
ask for
see, you know,
is
here's
either an
Everett,
Xbox
over there
or a
is, you know,
PlayStation,
whatever, and you learn
and then see
about
if you can
the
get a
planet more,
4K
and it's a
TV
much more enriching
for
experience. Just
Black
just
Friday or
experiencing
something,
the
Cyber
planet.
Monday.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
It don't
the
matter
next
how
thing we
much,
did,
it don't matter how big the
is
TV
the-
is, it don't have to be no
revamped the
55 inch,
tutorials. We wanted
it don't
to
have to be no
basically
60
smoothen
inch,
out the
whatever.
the onboarding experience.
But
we wanted to retain
if you could at
knowledge
least
more.
get you,
So
I
we
would
had
say
8
like
tutorials on the PC. Now
maybe
we have
a
22.
40 or 42
they're
inch or
shorter,
something like
they're much
that
more
for your own
focused,
personal
and we have
use.
a performance
For like,
a
because
performance
at
indicator
this
system.
point,
So
if you
basically,
see
it rates you
one
and how you
Black
did,
Friday like that,
and you
it's
get a
probably going
score.
to be roughly
And honestly, I
around
can speak for
maybe like
myself. Like, I'm
150
totally
or so
motivated to get
dollars,
better
because
and
I
better
think
and better.
even
And
last
with
year,
that, you learn more and more how you really
like some of those
fly.
4K,
So it's been super successful.
30,
and I think it's gonna
32
help
inches for like
newcomers a lot.
$100.
The next feature
So,
that we have is it's called Flight
yeah.
Assistant.
You
which
you
I
might
use a
want to
lot.
make that transition
It's
up.
basically, so just imagine you fly over
If that's
New
what
York
you're going for.
and you see,
And
you
even
wanna
if
actually
you
just
got
look at the
parents, I'm like, wait a
landscape,
minute,
but
what?
look at the
Be
city,
like,
but you,
Black
you
Friday,
know, eventually you want to go to Brooklyn
and
Bridge.
get the
So on the
Xbox
flight
Series
instructor, you
S
can
and
now,
not the
flight
X.
assistants, you can now click
Get
on
the Xbox Series
go to
S,
Brooklyn Bridge,
and
and
then
the
be
AI,
like, all
almost
right,
like a
from
co-pilot
anyone
next to
else
you,
in the family
will fly you
that's trying to
to
get
the
me
Brooklyn
something
Bridge,
for
and you can
Christmas
just
or
look
whatever,
around and have an interesting time.
group
Same
it all
with
together,
airports, which are
and get me
sometimes
a 1
challenging for
terabyte
people. Like,
SSD.
you can click on the airport and say, please land me at say, Newark
$200, I'm
Airport.
pretty sure the rest
And
of
then
your
the last
family
thing is if you really get
would
yourself in trouble,
gladly
like,
probably
stall out
chip
the
in to
plane
do
or something
that.
like that, you can
And be like,
actually
all
now
right, we
click
done,
into-
we good,
yeah.
that's it, that's all you want?
You can now
Yeah.
go and basically say recover, and it's almost
telling
like the
you
pilot
right now.
sitting next to you. It's super helpful. I
Smarter.
think that people will love it. And the last
Write
thing
it down.
was,
If you need the notes, write
we
it
learned
down.
that people are everybody's good
Go
at
for
taking
that.
off,
Be
but
like,
some people are hesitant to land,
Yeah.
specifically when you look at like big international airports and they
Series
seem
S,
scary,
and then
you
tell the
talk to
rest of the
air traffic
family.
controller and all that super technical.
Oh, okay.
So we added a new feature called Land
I
Anywhere.
promise you.
Just let them
I
land
promise
anywhere.
you.
And then when you do that, the first thing you see is 71% of the
They do
planet
need to
is
find a way to
water.
take care of scalpers
So we
because
added
damn,
basically
scalpers
floats
are
to a
killing
bunch
it.
of our planes, and you can land everywhere now in the ocean or in rivers or wherever.
Oh,
Same
that's
with
kinda cool.
snow. So we have skis on our planes now, and so you can go to the polar regions, mountaintops, or when
That's
it's winter,
crispy,
because
though.
we have winter when it's snowing, you can now land anywhere. So I think those 5 things in combination will really make it easier for people who have never been in a flight sim, because it's, you know, we made a decision not to dumb down the flight sim. It's not easier. It's not gamified. Like we gave you we gave assistances to help you learn how to actually fly a plane. I think we're going to achieve that.
So one thing on PC is there's a ton of flight accessories that you can use as far as various peripherals and controls. What are you going to be able to bring to the console that can somewhat replicate that experience?
Totally, yeah. It's a good news story. So there's 2 really good flight sticks
shit, it's
already
just
on the
front and
console.
center,
It's
bro.
the Thrustmaster T-Flight HOTAS 1.
Am I going to
But
try
you have that, and then there's also the
find
HOTI
your
HOTAS
house
flight stick.
in
And so
this
we
game?
fully support those 2. And then
I
we
don't know,
work with all
probably
the main
not on camera, but off camera,
top-notch
yeah.
peripheral
probably.
makers, both on PC
Like,
and
not on
Xbox.
camera. I wouldn't do that
And
on camera.
All I
That's
can say is there are going to be
doxing
some
yourself
really
on
good
camera.
announcements coming up.
But,
and for a core sim,
no,
I
I
can
probably
say,
will
you
off
can
camera,
now play.
for
We have
sure.
the software to have a full core sim experience. and we'll
Like,
have
this
the
would be
hardware on
fun.
Xbox.
Like, honestly,
All for
because
the
I
first
think
time on a console.
Flight
It's gonna be
Simulator
great.
even
that's gonna be
changes
great.
with
Now,
seasons and
we
stuff like
obviously
that
had this funny
because it's like
start
real
with
time,
the Top
all that
Gun
stuff.
Maverick expansion
So
pack.
it'd be
You
cool to
announced
see,
that,
like,
but can you go into a
you know,
little more
fly
detail
over.
about
You know,
that?
I'm not
Yeah, I
from
mean,
California, you know, like,
we
so it'd be
couldn't
cool
more
to fly
excited,
over
right? Like, and
California.
it's really like a dream come true. If you think about entertainment and
I might even
the
fly over
franchises that
Florida
celebrate
again.
aviation,
You
you
feel
will
me?
actually come
Like,
to Microsoft Flight
it'd be
Simulator
cool to fly
and-
over
and
New
Top
York.
Gun.
They go to like
It's a
Tokyo.
perfect marriage.
Fly
So,
over that. 'Cause, I mean, in
I
a
can't
sense,
say
you
that
are
much
literally
about it 'cause the
traveling.
movie obviously is, you know, keeps
But you're
everything
just
on the
not
wraps.
physically
But
there.
if you watch
You're
the trailer
virtually
carefully, you saw there's some
traveling.
FA-18s.
So
And there's an
it'd it'd be
carrier.
cool. I don't know how long it's going to take in game to get
And
to
then I
like,
can say is we're
you know,
gonna go
one
fast,
airport
like
to
really
the
fast,
other
and
airport.
we're gonna be
If
in the
I
danger
would-
zone.
It'd be cool if it takes like an hour or two in game, like flying hour or two.
There's not much else you can say
That
about
would be
the
cool
Maverick
because that would be a
expansion pack,
dope
but what
ass
else can people
like
expect from
stream
Flight
journey.
Simulator
Be
in the
like,
near
yo, I'm
future?
flying all the way
lot.
over here,
So,
docking and stuff like that,
ever
and then
since
flying
launch, we
around.
said,
Like
we're
that
gonna
would be
launch-
fire.
We're going to launch and have a new
But-
update, like a big, meaningful update every
We'll see.
single month. And we launched 9 months ago, and we had 9 updates. So we have something that's called World Updates, where we just pick a zone on Earth, like the United States or Japan or like England and Ireland, and we make that really better. Like we get the latest possible, the best possible satellite imagery. We create an elevation map that basically makes the mountains look better. We create 3D cities. Like after launch, we launched London and Paris.
Because you know how crazy this was trying to get this
the planet, like with these updates. We're
run
just going to go around the
60,
planet.
let alone run try to run 120
frames
frames
and then
on PC.
We also have something called sim updates, simulation updates.
Like you should look at the people that try to do this shit,
the flight sim community
and the PC community that have those channels. It's crazy.
And also with World Pilots, and we're basically making the sim better and better. The goal is to make the ultimate sim. Yeah. It's the perfect thing, totally authentic. And then on top of that, you should expect the unexpected. Just like with Maverick, which I don't think people really saw coming, there will be more of that. And I think all I can say is it'll get the gamers and the simmers both their hearts pounding. So keep watching the skies.
That is awesome. Now, again, I'm so excited that more people are going to get to play Flight Simulator. I've been playing it on PC. Yeah. I love it. I highly recommend everyone do the flight from LA to Paris. It's really good, very cathartic. But as we get out of here, I want to thank you so much for taking some time to talk about Flight Simulator. Can't wait for that expansion pack.
Thank you so much. It was awesome.
Thank you. Still to come, we have Grounded, Shredders, and of course, Halo Infinite.
Yeah, I want to see that Shredders, bro. I want to see that Shredders. I want to see that snowboard game, bro.
It's got a ton of awards to
I want to see that.
Here's a closer look at what we can expect from Supergiant Games later this year on Xbox Series X and S.
Hades on Xbox Series X and S. I'm not that worried about this that much at all.
Is coming soon to Xbox, and I want to introduce you to some of the gods,
I want to
and
see that
monsters
Shredders
you'll
game,
meet
bro.
in our
I
rendition
really
of the
do. I want to
ancient
see
Greek
more of that.
underworld. You don't need any
'Cause
prior
I'm a
interest in
big
Greek
fan of
myth to get
snowboard
into
games.
Hades, but
I used to
as you
play,
play, maybe you'll get to wondering how
Amp
much of this
2
stuff comes from mythology.
all the time. Then I
answer
play
is a whole lot.
SXX. I think I still
Greek
have
myth is filled
SXX, but
with
it's just not
wild,
downloaded on
fascinating,
the Xbox
often
Series X or
contradictory
nothing. Well,
stories
S,
of these larger
but
than life characters.
I used to, and then
the
I played
Olympians
Steep
are a big, complicated
on
family,
PC for a
always
little
bickering
while,
and always pushing each other.
but I
and
didn't
their
really like
portrayals
Steep
in
all that
classical
much.
mythology inspired
So
our portrayals in
this
Hades.
new one, the Shredders,
Let's
looks
start
like it's
with
going to be
Hades
good.
himself.
I got Amp 5. I think it's this one that I got Amp 5 from. It's either that or the
He's
other one
often
that
relegated to the role of
Ubisoft
villain
showed
in
off.
many modern adaptations of
That
Greek
had
myth, but in classical
all the
mythology,
gliders and
he's a
stuff like
complicated
that.
guy and much more principled
I never
than some
would
of
have
his
thought I would
brothers
have
or
been into the
sisters.
glider and all that
He's so
stuff. That looked
fascinating,
fun.
we made a whole game
So
about
we'll
him.
have to see. But it
As
should
the
be
god of
it
the
should be
dead,
fun, man.
Hades has an imposing reputation to live up to, so he even has a monstrous pet in the
I know that's what I'm saying.
three-headed
Like, I
hound
think
of
some
hell,
people were trying
Cerberus.
to. It was
The
ridiculous.
idea that this savage beast was still somebody's pet dog crystallized how we wanted to portray the gods in Hades, that despite being immortal and all-powerful, they're not so different from the rest of us. Though, let's not forget Zagreus. We've heard from many players who figured Zagreus was a god of our own creation. After all, who's ever heard of Hades having any kids? But according to some ancient sources, he did.
Greetings, Father. My ransacking was a delight, thank you for asking. So I'll just be on my way again.
In classical mythology, Zagreus is a little-known chthonic god, meaning a god of the underworld, sometimes associated with Dionysus, the god of wine. But in other cases, he is associated with Hades.
The god of
How
wine?
could Hades have a son
Ain't no
nobody
god of
knows
wine.
about?
It's god of Hades.
How does he fit
It's
into the
called
myths we
JR.
do know of Hades? We were so drawn to
Don't
answering
even
these
play
questions
like
that they
that.
form the basis for the entire story of this
They
game.
know damn well
If you're
J.R.
the
Smith,
prince
the
of
god of
underworld,
alcohol,
Who
bro.
do you get as your personal trainer? That would be Achilles, a near-invincible warrior in his day, once called the greatest of the Greeks.
Good to see you, lad. Despite the circumstances.
Achilles heel.
Remember your training out there. The pain of death is but another obstacle.
Hades takes place after his untimely demise during the Trojan War, once he's had a lot of time to reflect on his life choices. Achilles lived in glory, so he's got an okay gig in the afterlife, but some wretched souls end up in a really bad spot in the underworld. And for better or worse, they get to meet Megara.
Ever stubborn, aren't you? Maybe my whip might make you reconsider whatever it is that you're attempting here.
She is one of the three Fury sisters tasked with torturing some of the absolute worst souls for all eternity. And in our game, she's also tasked with making sure Zagreus doesn't make it out of the underworld.
Damn.
These two have a lot of history, and since the story of Hades keeps moving forward each time you play, the more you run into Megara, the better you'll get to know her. There's also Thanatos. He may
Thanatos?
decide to drop in on you when he isn't busy whisking the souls
Damn,
of
I
the
like that
recently
psych,
departed
though.
to the underworld.
Thought you could just get away from me, did you?
He is the personification of death, according to Greek myth, though though represents more of a peaceful death than, say, the kind that happened a lot during something like the Trojan War. So even though he can seem a little sinister at first, in the spirit of the mythology, we wanted our Thanatos to have a gentler side. Thanatos has a couple of brothers in Hades, such as Hypnos here, the personification of sleep.
Paul says here one of the wretched thugs got you. Too bad.
When he's not dozing on the job, Hypnos can comment on every single possible way you can die.
I never played this game, but it does kind of look cool.
Dozens and dozens of different possibilities. Where did all these gods of the underworld come from anyway? According to the Theogony, an ancient Greek creation myth by Hesiod that introduces all the gods and their ancestors, many of the chthonic gods came from Nyx, the personification of night.
Darkness guides you, child. You have outgrown this house. Of that I am now certain. Should you return again here, I shall keep you safe.
She is a primordial goddess, meaning she is much older even than Hades or the Olympians. And in our game, she has an important role in the underworld, not the least of which is helping you unlock some of your hidden power. There are 30 different characters to meet and grow closer to the more you play Hades, and we hope you enjoy getting to know them all. Some of them feel truly ancient
Damn,
and
was she
godlike.
butt booty naked?
Some are funny, some are scary. We found them incredibly inspiring and hope you do too, once you get to meet everybody when Hades comes to Xbox One and Series X on August 13th.
Oh, God dang it. Come on. I just want to see Shredders. And then I guess Halo Infinite is after that. But I want to see Shredders. The Gunk? Did they show more of that game? I know that Ascent game is coming out pretty soon. That's sus right there. Lord have mercy. Like, my bad that y'all ain't hearing this music, but damn. Oh, I think I know what you're talking about. So far, this says, so far.
The good holy bluthering whipple.
Damn it. I want to see more of this. I want to see more of it. Dungeons and Dragons Dark Alliance. They didn't show anything about that either. Now that I'm thinking about it. Ooh, I want to see that Shredders game. Y'all seen that? Y'all seen that right? What's this? Grounded or something?
Go big. Or never go home.
I want to say, yeah,
Here
Grounded.
to tell us more about the Grounded update are Adam and Eric from Obsidian Entertainment. Gentlemen, thank you so much for being here.
Thanks for having us. It's a pleasure to be here. Yeah, it's a real honor.
No, absolutely. Love Grounded, love everything that you guys have been doing with it. Now, my first question is this mushroom system. What can you tell me about that?
Yeah, so that's one of the big things for the Shroom and Doom update is mushrooms. We're really changing how the yard is with mushrooms. Every mushroom that you see in the yard is now harvestable, which is really cool. So
we doing
the small
mushrooms
ones, the
now?
big ones, the big toadstools, the ones that you find in caves. Now,
if I see a
those were
hitting
present in the
plant,
yard
I
before,
swear.
but now you can actually harvest them and get mushroom stuff out of them. the next kind of
mushroom stuff.
part of that is that we're adding a couple base building elements like mushroom bricks.
Yeah.
So you have to take all those mushrooms that you find, and then you have to grind them up in a grinder, which is a new building. And then you have to take them to your oven, which is another new building that we're adding, and bake the mushroom stuff into bricks. And then with the mushroom brick buildings, there's a whole host of new options for base builders. And it's more fortified walls and a bunch of other options, so you can build a cool big castle.
Oh, that's really cool. Now, we saw the Brood Mother, so you're bringing bosses into Grounded. What can you tell me about that? What does that mean for the direction of the game as we move forward?
Yeah,
I did
so,
too, first of all.
the Brood Mother's our first boss. So we actually launched with the Brood Mother, and we didn't really feel it hit the right mark. So
You
we
got
took the Brood Mother out,
arachnophobia? This
and
is
we
not
wanted
the
to
game
spend
for
a
you.
lot of time
Just
making it
letting
a
you know
really
that.
memorable
They
boss
literally
fight.
say
So we put a
on
lot of
the,
development effort behind the Brood
game,
Mother, and it's going to really
like,
feel
there's a
like a
setting
big,
to take
huge
out
fight
all
and a memorable one.
spiders.
There's a lot of kind of cool things
you
with
don't-
it.
if
I
you
don't
don't
want to
like
spoil
spiders,
everything. I want
same
players to
game
kind of
for you.
experience it for themselves.
Bro,
but
when you
it
hear
definitely is
spiders
something that
in
we
your
want
headset,
players' feedback to see like, what do they
it's
like,
eerie.
what do they
It's
not
worse
like,
than
how
playing
is the
like
challenge. We want to make
any
it really
horror
challenging,
game in the dark. If you play this game in the
have
dark
a good reward for defeating
by
the Brood
yourself,
Mother,
and
but
you got
is it gonna be- is it too
arachnophobia,
hard?
you ain't sleeping
We'd
that
like to know
night.
that. So
I promise
for future
you gonna
development
think
on
that
Grounded,
everything's
like,
crawling on
we
you
want to make more
24/7 and
bosses,
stuff.
and so we want to get all that feedback to improve the system.
Now, you actually bring up a great point about community, but I'll put a pin in that and come back to it in a second. So I know you don't want to spoil anything about the Brood Mother, but is there any tips you can kind of give people ahead of time on what they can do to survive that encounter?
I would definitely say that you would need to make sure you have the highest tier armor and gear up really well for this fight, because it is going to be difficult. And then you also want to have the right mutations equipped as well. If you're playing with your friends, it might be good for one of your friends or yourself to use the brand new crossbow we're going to put into the game, so you can have some ranged DPS while someone else like face tanks the Brood Mother.
Yeah.
So it's going to be pretty cool.
That's pretty cool. So again, going back to community, I know you love getting feedback about Grounded, obviously starting as an early access game, but what are some of the things that you're looking for as far as in this update? What was something that you got feedback-wise from the community that you put in this update?
Yeah, so there's it's one thing that we love working with community. So that's something that we, as developers, we love just hearing what people have to say about the game, and we're continually developing it with the community. So there's a lot of new things
like
in
Minecraft
our
or something?
new
Something
update.
like
One of those things is flipping buildings, and that's
Oh,
one thing that we're really
Spider-Man? I think that's for a lot of people.
just adding like those little features. Another one is
Damn it,
just
I didn't get
sprinting
to
up
read that damn thing at the
ladders, which
bottom
is
again.
something that just hearing people how they interact with ladders and adding a sprint mode. The other one is one of our funnier features that we're adding is sitting in chairs.
Yeah.
So it's something that a lot of people really, really wanted.
We're also interested in like the first phase of pets in the game. So we're going to start with aphids. So you'll be able to tame an aphid, run around the yard with the aphid. But you also got to make sure you protect your aphid, because accidents can happen in the backyard.
Oh, there's one other thing too, achievements. So we're really excited to announce that we have
finally.
achievements in
I'm really
Grounded,
excited
and
for y'all to hurry
that's
up.
purely based on everyone's
That's what I'm really
feedback.
excited
Everyone's
for.
been wanting
It's not
achievements,
being rude,
and so
I'm
we're
just-
finally adding them to the game.
It's like the game.
That's really good. Now, again, sticking with this, the topic of community. So this was an early access game, and it sounds like pretty much the foundation of what Grounded is was built off of community feedback. So how does that process work internally for you as far as people submitting like, hey, I want to sit, I want achievements, pets. Like, how does that whole process work?
So we have a lot of avenues where we gather feedback from the community. So we do weekly developer streams where chat can ask a bunch of questions when we have Adam on or other developers or myself. And we'll gather feedback in sessions there. And then our main source of feedback is through our official Discord, Grounded the Game. And I use a series of bots to gather a bunch of feedbacks from the players. And then from there, me, Adam, a couple members of the team, and also from the community team get together. And we have a weekly meeting going over all the suggestions and kind of prioritizing what will work and what we can put.
That is pretty cool that they have
in the
weekly
future for other suggestions.
streams and weekly meetings about their
well,
game.
Gentlemen,
that is
thank
pretty
you so
cool.
much for taking some time to come talk to me about this new update for Grounded. It looks like a lot of fun. I'm going to get to sit, I guess, right?
Yep.
So that's great.
Thank you so much. Yeah, it's been a lot of fun.
It's almost time for a closer look at the
Ben Simmons'
multiplayer trailer
butt cheeks,
for
but-
Halo Infinite.
Come on now, we
But
already know you
first,
can't shoot and stuff.
it's time to see what the snow, the slopes, and the powder spray look like
what I
when
wanna see.
powered by Xbox Series X
That's what I wanna
and
see.
S. This is Shredders.
Yep. Let me see.
Hey there, and welcome to this stream where you'll get an extra glimpse on our snowboard game that's called Shredders. I'm Dirk van Welden, project lead at Foam Punch.
Hello, this is Marcus Foshmo, tech lead on Shredders and Foam Punch.
Yeah, you've probably seen our trailer at the Xbox event.
Yeah, you did. Yeah,
we've been tinkering on this game for a while now, and while it's still in
Dude,
development,
I'm gonna have
we're
so much
happy
fun
to
on this
show you
game.
more of
I
this
already
game.
know it.
So I'm switching to
Already know
our
it.
developer drone cam. I can actually spawn wherever I want, like instantly. But I first want to show you some of the areas we've been working on. This mountain resort is called Frozen Wood. It's inspired by some of the
Wait, this
resorts in the
month's
French
resort?
Alps where I've been snowboarding a lot.
Are you gonna
that
have like different
these
resorts
cozy
every
parks,
month and stuff?
Side kickers.
'Cause that's cool.
Half pipes, really big rails, a lot of features in there. Way more than you would expect in a normal mountain resort. But hey, this is a video game and we want as many features as possible. So yeah, like I said, this is completely open and you can go snowboarding anywhere you'd like. You can do some missions. There's like a story evolving around the main character that wants to participate in a kick-ass invitational border cross event. But you can also just cruise around and find some nice lines with a good flow. Like for example here in this pillow-like environment that was shown in the trailer. Or you can go up there, like take some huge kickers and big rails at the big park.
Yeah.
Just look
My
how
biggest
big
thing
this
is,
mountain
can
range
you
is. Like, we've got
actually
space for
run
industrial
on the
areas
power
and
lines?
street areas.
Because
There's
back in
backcountry, high mountain riding.
AMP 2 and stuff
There's
like that,
even
you
an
could
old
actually get on those
Belgian-looking
power
village you can
lines
track.
and grind
A lot of these
all the way
locations
down and
have
then
been
jump off of
inspired
them
by
too.
events
So
happening
that would be
all
cool.
over the world and snowboarding movies that inspired us these past years.
Yo,
It's
this
kind of
looks
a
good,
tribute
man.
to
I
the
want.
fact.
Oh man, I've been
Also,
wanting for
anywhere
another
you go,
snowboard
you
game
can
for so long.
always ride
Just
during
pure
golden hour due to
fun
our real-time
snowboard.
lighting
I would
engine.
love if this has
But hey,
online as well.
Having a fun and realistic environment is
I would
nice,
love
but
it
it's
if you
not
could
fun
like do
without
weekly
needing the riding itself, right?
or
Yeah.
even daily
So
little
for the
challenges
actual
online,
snowboarding,
little
a
tournaments
big
with people and stuff like
inspiration
that.
for
That's
us
what I
all,
want.
I think it's been pro riders, snowboard movies, and all the crazy stuff that they do on a snowboard. And of course, ourselves riding in real life and just having fun and being creative.
I
on
better
the
see them
snowboard.
flips.
That's something that we
Yeah, I watched
wanna
Loki
bring
last
into
night.
the game.
I actually have to go back and watch
Conceptually,
it
we're
again
trying to keep the
because I was falling
convention of
asleep
one
last
stick
night.
for the board
So
and one stick
I
for the
really
body,
need to go back and watch
directly
Loki.
map
Oh
that
man,
onto
this
the snowboarder. So at any point you should get a physical or animation response as soon as you're touching those sticks. And it gives you a lot of freedom in your playstyle. So you can choose to be smooth and lazy, or if you are more like fast and aggressive, or you can change up your style however you want. You want the motions
Yeah, they got the wipe
fluid
out.
and stylish while still being very reactive. So that's a big
Oh
challenge. And
man, this
we
gives
had
me
to
AMP
create a complete animation
2
system dedicated
vibes
just
so
for
much.
this. And here
Seriously,
you
so
can see
much.
the board interacting with the snow. He puts some weight into his turn.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
really
you
digs
can.
in those edges into the snow for a clean carve. Or you can just use the board stick here.
If this game comes
speed
out with
check
like
to line up for a feature,
6
but you can also use
different
both of the
spots,
sticks combined for
an
even
online
greater control.
feature,
Yeah, like here you
and
can see
every month
balancing
gets
on the
updated,
tail of the
you know,
board. This is
courses and
called
stuff like that,
buttering.
like different places.
From this stance, you can also
This would
start
be one of the
working
greatest
just with
snowboard
this
games of
normal
all time.
riding. So for the trickster system,
I can tell you that
we're
right
trying
now.
to give as much control as possible to any trick you've seen in a movie.
Because
or
the
any crazy
old
trick that you can
Xbox
imagine,
had
while still making
online
it look great.
for AMP 2.
Every grab you can do, you can also tweak it out with a board stick. So for a really big spin, you have to get the timing down in the takeoff. And while you're in there, you keep your body tight, so you keep spinning at that high rate. And then it's just a matter of putting down your feet when it's time to land. When we
But this looks
succeed,
more
it
realistic
looks
than
very simple and natural.
AMP 2 was. It definitely looks
That is
more
what
realistic.
we're trying to achieve, a really fun snowboard game.
I'm so hyped for that. Like, I know some people aren't, but I'm so hyped for that.
Built to fight. Together, we are unstoppable.
This game fixes has so many microtransactions. I would probably say so. I would probably say it has a lot of pay to look good aspects. That's what I would say. And I'm all right with the whole pay to look good thing as long as the gameplay wise isn't what's crazy stupid, you know? Like if it's not like, oh, I can pay for like getting a board that spins faster, or you know, I pay for a person that can, you know, do flips better or something like that. Like then you're starting to be like, all right, hold up now. But especially if this has online, you go in and stuff like that, play against people, and it goes by like score base and stuff like that and everything, then that's gonna be different. But if it's just still purely cosmetic, I'm cool with that.
Claim the enemy flag. Return it to base.
Are these all exclusive? For the Xbox, I don't know if that's actually exclusive. I didn't see if it said anything about exclusive. I just know it was shown on Xbox, so I don't know if it's exclusive. You might have to look at that. But I want to say I don't think so. But if it is, then that's a tough L for PlayStation. It's a tough L. But if it's not, then this game's gonna sell a lot. That shredded game's gonna be fun, bro.
Now, show me
Damn,
what
boy.
you can do.
That head cock back, that head shot sound when it cocked back too. Oh, that's gonna be good. And it's free to play. This game's gonna dominate. And plus, you want to know why I know that game's gonna dominate? Because it's free to play.
I am so
The
excited.
multiplayer is free to play. And you know what that means? On Xbox, you don't have to have Game
Thank you
Pass.
for being here.
Thanks for having us.
Now,
You don't have
I've
to have
watched this
anything. If
multiplayer
it's free to
trailer
play,
numerous
you
times,
don't need
and I wanna
Xbox
see
Live or
some
anything
specific moments
to
from it
play
so
it.
we can break it down. So can we
So
roll the
that means
trailer to 15
if you
seconds
don't have
in, and
Xbox
let's talk about a
Live
new
and
character.
you play that game, you still be able to play online with your friends without buying Xbox or Game Pass or anything.
Together,
So
we are
that's how I know that game's going to be widely successful.
ready.
All right, now who is this character? She looks like she's in charge.
Your senses are right there. She's very much in charge. That's
Yeah,
Commander
Samurai
Laura.
was
She's
fired.
in charge of the Spartan Academy, which is the kind of contextual wrapper that the whole multiplayer universe lives in. She is basically
Yeah,
training
you don't
the new
have
generation of
when it-
Spartans
like
to,
Xbox said that a
become
while
better.
ago. If you
And that's
if you
really
don't
where everything wraps
if,
around.
if a game is
I
free
really
to
love
play,
this character.
you
And what's
don't need
cool
to
is
pay
not
online
only is
to
it
play
kind of
for
the
it. If it's
contextual wrapper
free
for
to
the game,
play,
but
then
it's
that
also we
means
have a
it's
whole suite of
free
academy
online.
features,
That's
we
why
call them, where
Warzone
there's a tutorial that
is
teaches
so
the players the fundamental basics of the game.
especially on
There's weapon
Xbox,
drills
because
that let you
you don't
practice with
need
every weapon that exists
any of
in the
that. All
game
you need is your
and
internet
improve your skills with
and
those.
have it
And then
downloaded,
there's a whole thing we call
and
training
you're good.
mode, which lets
You
you
can
play
literally
against
get in a
bots,
party and play
on
it
any
with
map,
all your friends
basically, in the
just
game,
fine.
and lets you experiment with the toys and kind of learn the flows of everything. So we really want to bring players on board with the game. And
So
again,
that's why I'm saying
under
any
her
game that
orders
you
and
see
her
that's
charge.
free to
Now,
play on
I wanna go to
Xbox,
50 seconds
just
in the
know
trailer,
that
'cause there was a lot
if
of
you're
action
not playing,
going
if
on,
you
I
don't,
wanna
like
check
say
that
you
out.
miss a month or whatever, and your Game Pass runs out, you can't play those other games. Well, if you got those other free-to-play games that are out, you can still play those games with your other friends. So until you get Game Pass back.
No scope.
Red Hood. Yeah, this is how I know this game's gonna be crazy. And they said that you can literally go back and buy all battle passes if you missed
Now, you may
anything.
notice I sat up in my chair.
And you can keep the progression going and stuff like that. Choose what progression you want for battle pass.
Let me know.
Yeah, yeah, man. This is gonna be
There's
stupid.
a lot to break down. I don't know if we got enough time.
Halo
to
gonna be
all the way
good
into
this
it.
year and next year and
But
everything.
some of the things that I really love when I look at that trailer is that first sequence where the player, they have the bulldog shotgun, they're
So
running
far,
through, shotgunning enemies.
Just this
They grab
extended
the
show
commando off the
has
off the
been
rack,
better.
Put some shots in.
Has been better than
There's all
Bandai,
sorts of different things
Ubisoft,
that the player is interacting with. and
Square
that's the sandbox.
Enix.
That's what we call the
Literally.
sandbox. The toys that is at the disposal for a player's hands.
Just
And-
the extended
and we just
show.
Really love that moment in the trailer where they have the grapple
I'm
shot.
telling you right now,
they
Start,
look up, grapple the ceiling,
Uh,
and then in
I'll tell you one thing right now,
no
Start.
scope snipe an enemy,
Compa
come all
Series
the way down,
S
back, whack a
for
foe,
$300.
And then the rest is history. As you
And
just
I know
see
you
what
got those
happened in
Razer
that trailer,
monitors
but
on the
that's
way.
just some of the stuff that
Hook one of them
that
up
players
to
can
that
do, and that's
Razer
actually
monitor.
The game. That's not
Yeah.
just a movie for cinematic. That is the game. That if players are good enough,
Think I'm
put in time,
capping?
they can actually do the things that you see in
Yeah.
the trailer.
Yeah, and few things are more important to Halo multiplayer than like interacting with the sandbox and combining it, picking
Oh,
it up
yeah,
off
Halo's
the
gonna
map
be fire for
and
2 or 3
combining
years,
it into
man.
awesome play styles. So
sure.
what we did was every
it's
sandbox
a
item in the
free
game,
multiplayer.
when it spawns,
They're gonna
it's spawning on
all
an
their
object
updates
in
are
the
gonna be
map,
free.
so you can see where those things can be found.
It's just like
And then it also tells you the
Warzone when they
respawn
do all
time
their
of that
free
item, when it's gonna
updates in
come
terms
back.
of
And you
seasons.
always know,
That's what
I
Halo's
go
gonna
grab
have.
that commando.
They're gonna
over
have
at this,
literally a
spot like
season
that guy
that's
did.
gonna be
So-
free
And then when the
each
players,
time.
accrue all those
So
awesome
you're gonna get all
items and
these
do
new
awesome
maps,
things, you heard the
everything
return of
free.
Jeff Steitzer, the multiplayer announcer, shouting out medals. So we always want to give players medals when they do really cool things. So you heard some
You
there,
do like
and you'll hear some later on
Battle
in the trailer.
Pass being able to
That's
be
awesome.
bought
See,
later.
when I watch that, to me, that's Halo. That's Halo to me. I absolutely love that. Now, let's skip ahead a little
That
bit
is a big
more
thing that they're
into
doing.
the trailer to 57 seconds. I heard a voice, so I want to know what this voice is. Let's see it.
Hello, let's do some damage.
Next January?
Yeah, so that is the player's personal AI. So in Halo 5, there
I'm
was
gonna
a
play
squad
Battlefield,
leader
that's
that announced, when weapons are going to come up and other things going on in the match. And in Infinite, we have the player, like Chief has Cortana, they have a personal AI in their helmet that is kind of telling them these things. And it's also another way that players can show their personality in their characters. So there's multiple personalities and characters for the player to choose.
Really?
So that the right AI is in their helmet, helping them out in combat.
I want to skip ahead a little further here because I think I might have saw Big Team Battle. So let's go to a minute 40.
Big Team
and check that
Battle?
out.
Skewer acquired.
Don't tell me it's gonna have a ground war sort of thing.
Claim the enemy flag. Return it to base.
Don't tell me it's gonna have conquest.
Ordnance drop inbound.
No.
The flag is ours. Please call at your earliest convenience.
That looked like Big Team Battle to me. What's coming new? What are we going to do in Big Team Battle in Infinite?
I mean, it's not even just that. I mean, it actually opens with actually a 4v4 with a vehicles map called Behemoth at the beginning. So we actually are bringing vehicles back into the 4v4 arena. But then, yes, it definitely transitions into the 12v12 actually BTB part of the game, where we're actually making it a bigger team battle this time. Really wanting to index into the battle fantasy with the more players. Instead of like vehicles just spawning around the map, we have pelicans drop them off. We have ordnance pods that drop in new weapons. And inside of that whole time, you have the battle commander, Lorette, talking in your ear, giving you orders and trying to kind of encourage you to play around, but really just bringing the whole sandbox and the play style around this whole battle experience that we're building.
Not bad.
Yeah, Tom brings up some good points there of Commander Lorette, and this you've got your commander on the comms, and then you've got the pelicans dropping vehicles and items off. You got drop pods, everything. It just is like this theater of war that this time around it is this 12v12 bigger team battle, if you will. And just that ending segment, which is like a capture the flag match, is just so beautiful and awesome, where you've got the Pelican drop the Banshee off, teams fight over it. You and your teammate are just making a beeline for the Banshee. Your teammate gets picked off by the sniper, and you're like, oh no, and then you get the skewer, take that sniper out, jump into the Banshee, and you hit the jets and fly up into the sky and go for the enemy flag. That to us is what is so exciting about this version of Big Team Battle, with all of the toys, all the vehicles, the modes coming back, the maps, the brand new maps that you see there. I mean, it's going to be an amazing experience.
Yeah, trust me, I cannot wait to get my hands on it for myself. But let's move on. I want to go to 208 in the trailer because I think I saw a samurai. So let's check that out. Let's go to 208 in the trailer.
Yeah, you definitely see the samurai. We've seen that one on Sunday. That samurai, my God, that samurai armor is lethal. Lethal.
Okay, So I guess next would be a ninja because that was definitely a samurai. So kind of talk about that. So we're going to start seeing some more customization with the armor coming in Infinite?
I mean, that is a samurai Spartan armor. And so it'll be an armor you'll be able to unlock for free in the first season, which is super cool. Players will be able to equip it, gain more armor pieces and customization options
the real question is,
across the season.
Is this
and then we actually have more of this stuff
in
kind
the
of coming
paid
down the line.
DLC part, or is this the
really
free
cool ideas that
DLC
we're
at
seeing
the end?
That our team that's building
That's the
that
real
stuff.
question.
So there'll be a lot of other cool armors besides just the really
Like
core
in that
Halo
battle
Spartan
pass,
armors.
is it
There'll
going to
be some
be
other
the
different kind of twists
first
and things
in
for players
premium
to play with.
or the last?
Look, now before we get out of here,
And-
first of all, I
and
want to
free.
thank all of you for being here to talk about Halo Infinite. I'm excited. I can't wait to get my hands on it and play it. But before we do leave, is there anything else that you want to bring up and let fans out there know about?
Well, I'm excited for people to actually get their hands on it like yourself. So, I mean, if people sign up on our Halo's Insiders program, we have in
Free,
the
he
summer,
said
we
free.
have
Yeah, okay, so if it's free
a
in
technical
it-
preview that we're going to be launching, and so people to finally put their hands on the sticks. And I'm just really excited for players to actually finally get to play the game we're working on.
Yeah, and then on launch day, Halo Infinite Multiplayer is free to play, which is new to the franchise. The team is super excited to hopefully bring in, all sorts of fans that have potentially never experienced the franchise or haven't played it in a long time to just try it out. Come in and try it out with your friends.
Me, with my buddies, if I have some friends out there that haven't played Halo before, I'm like, well, it's free. Just come on. Let's jump in, download it. Let's check it out. And if it's for you, it's for you. If it's not, then hey, it's not. But kind of think it'll be for you. So I'm excited for it.
Yeah, that's the other big key of that point is PC, right? Like this is a PC game as well. We've been putting a lot of effort into that. So not only is it going to be console, but also PC, free to play. Like the barrier to entry is so low, and that has us excited. And I think as we really, just to really think about it, is we've been working on this game. And as developers, when you work on a game, you want to get that game out there. And that almost seems like, for us, that's the finish line. But in reality,
Is it
it's going to
crossplay,
be the
though?
starting line for all of us, for us and the Halo fans. Day one, there's going to be a bunch of content there and things that are exciting and good. But then we're going to add more content. We're going to add more maps. We're going to add more modes and weapons and vehicles, equipment items. And
Yep.
it's just the beginning of this whole journey that we've been on for a while. And we're going to take everyone else with us as the game comes out.
I'm excited. Gentlemen, again, thank you so much. Now, for fans who want to learn even more about Halo Infinite multiplayer, check out the brand new deep dive video with the whole multiplayer team over on HaloWaypoint.com. And allow me to give a big thanks to everyone who's joined us today. Whether you play
Okay,
your
so this
favorite
is the
games on
end. All right.
Xbox, PC, or Game Pass, the next 12
If
months
it had
will be
crossplay,
nothing
'cause,
short
I
of
mean,
spectacular.
Battlefield's
It has been
thinking
my
we're
absolute
thinking Battlefield's
honor
gonna have crossplay.
to be your
so
host and share this experience with you. But before I go, here's a gameplay deep dive from the team behind the highly anticipated.
that's what I'm
Scarlet
thinking. I think it
Nexus.
was premium, but he said free. So if it's free, then it's probably at the end of the free part of the battle pass. So if you have the premium, it'll probably keep going. Well, it definitely will keep going, but it'll be like free at like maybe like 30 or something like that. It depends on how far they want to go with that battle pass. But it'll be free at the end of the free part, and then the paid will keep going and get more things.
この世界の中では一番
And
大
the
きな
biggest
と
thing
して
about
紹
it
介
is
され
that
ています。
when you buy the battle pass, if
ここは
you
そう
don't
という
spend
年
all
で
your
こ
credits
の
and
ゲー
stuff
ムの
like
中
that,
心に
you
な
pretty
る場
much
所です。
can buy another
こ
battle
の
pass
スオン都市の
premium.
見た目のインス
Like
ピ
if
レ
you
ーシ
buy
ョ
the
ン
battle
は
pass premium one
東京の
time,
景色
you
と
pretty much, if
日
you
本の
manage it
90
right,
年代の景色
can
をイメー
buy
ジしてます。
every
ユ
battle
ニークなビジュア
pass
ル部分っていう
after
のはい
that
くらかあると思うんですけれど、
without paying any more money.
あ
So
と
pretty
今
much
回
you
は
buy
セル
it
シ
one
ェーディン
time,
グとリアリスティック
you
な
have it all
背
the
景
other
を
times,
構成す
unless
るような
you
見た
go
目を
in
選
and buy
ん
a
でいるん
bunch
で
of
すけれど、
cosmetics and stuff
それ
like
は
that,
まず密度
microtransactions
感を
with
表現したい
those.
からというのが
But
一
if
つありま
not,
した。
then
であ
yeah.
ともう一つ
And
は
if you
そ
do
のセル
pay
シェーディン
for
グのキャ
it,
ラク
then
タ
you
ーと
probably
リア
just
リス
look
ティ
at
ッ
it
クな
as a
映像が混ざる
bonus,
こ
you
とに
know?
よってまたそこでも異質な見た目、ちょっと面白い見た目に
What
なら
game
ない
is
かな
this?
っていうのも作しました。でただ単にセルシェーディングのキャラクターをリアリスティックな背景に置いてしま
Yeah,
う
I think it's
と
crossplay.
すごく浮いてしまって見た目が変になってしまうっていうのを懸念してたんですけれど、うまくそこを混ざるように工夫したっていうのが今回の苦労した点の一つではあります。で例えば今映像の中で東京タワーが映ってると思うんですけれど、これは日本では有名なランドマークで海外の人も見たことがあるかもしれないものと思うんですけど、その東京タワーがものすごく大きなサイズになっていて、でこれ3000m 富士山と同じぐらいサイズがあるんですけど、それだけ大きなものを本当はそんなサイズない333mの東京タワー をそれだけ大きくすることによってちょっとおかしい異質な景色みたいのを作りたいっていうのがありました。そのさっき東京の都市をいろいろと混ぜるみたいな話をしたと思うんですけれど、それというのもその僕たちも知ってる街なんだけれどちょっとおかしいみたいなそういった異質さを出したいっていうのがありまして、なので東京タワーも僕たちは知ってるものだけどすごく大きなこんな大きなサイズじゃないんだけどこういったものがこの街の中にあるってことで何かちょっと変な場所だなっていうふうに思ってほしいっていうのがありました。で大きな桜の木というのは日本を代表する桜の木なんですけど、それがあまりにも大きなサイズになっていて、これもさっきの東京タワーと同じで異質さを感じてほしいと思ってやっていることです。でこれが本作の特徴となる怪異という主人公たちに立ちはだかる敵なんですけれど、この見た目については私はその新規 IP 新しい IP の新しいクリーチャーということで変わった見た目何か興味を引く見た目にしたいというのが一つありました。でその上で私たちの感覚とは違うものを取り入れたいというのがきっかけにありまして、実際にアーティストの力を借りてこの怪異のデザインを再現しています。でそのアーティストの表現というのはその美しさがありながらもその死の世界だとかそのネガティブなイメージとポジティブなイメージを一つにしたような幻想的な表現をする作家の方なんですけれど、また彼らの動きについてこだわっているのは私たちの知っているような生き物でありそうで生き物のようであって私たちと違うものであるっていうのを表現したいっていうのがあったので動きの中に一見動物のようで急に違うような動きをするだとか人間のようでいて人間と違うような動きをするだとかそんなモーションを取り込んでます。なのでモーションを作る時には人間っぽい部分だけはモーションキャプチャーを使ってるんですけどそうでない部分は手付けなどにしてその人間の動きとそうでない動きをミックスさせることで不思議な動きにできないかなというのを考えていました。
はい、共に新入隊員として入隊したキャラクターが2人いるというところで同じ時系列から始まってただその同じ境遇に置かれている一つの物語をそれぞれの視点から描いていく。でそれぞれ視点で描くことで、その時片方の視点では見えなかった状況とかを別の視点では楽しんでいただける。そういうストーリーの楽しみ方を皆さんに提供したいと思って今回2人の主人公を用意しました。そして1人目がこちらですね。
I've been wanting more JRPGs and stuff like it on Xbox for so long because I mean we already got Bethesda, City, and all those for the the westernized RPGs.
怪から救われたっていう経験を持っていて、でその経験から自らも怪と抜群に志願して入隊したっていうキャラクターになっています。
Yo!
そしてもう一人がこちらのカサネランドールですね。
That gameplay right there on that spot didn't look
非常に優れ
bad.
た超能力を持っているもうエリートと呼ばれるキャラクターですね。怪盗抜群からもスカウトして入隊した非常に優秀なキャラクターです。左側がですねこの重ねの視点ですね。で右側がユイトの視点でのイベントシーンになっていきますが、今重ねの視点でご覧いただいた通りちょっとユイトの姿が見えたりとかしています。で今重ねの方ですね一緒に同行しているキャラクター、このキャラクターが実は未来予知の能力を持っているキャラクターでちょっとこのユイトたちがやられそうだなっていうのはちょっと分かるようなシーンになっています。この頃ユイトの方は今止めてますけどこれはユイトの方では入らずに次のシーンに進んでいきます。っていう形で、進んでいくと
I guess that is kind of cool telling a story.
同じような状況に置かれてしまう。ユイトの方ではこういう風になってるんだなっていうのは分からずに進んでいきますが、重ねの方ではやっぱりそうなったかっていう形で物語が進行していきます。こういう風に同じ一つのシーンでもですねそれぞれがつながりを持って感じられるそういう風なストーリーラインを作ろうとして今回の
4 and 5. Yeah, I know it's still good to get
今
more
発
of
売
them
ま
on
でっていうところでもうほぼ4年以上
To be fair, a lot of those
ストーリーラインというところも
are really all about
最初から
PlayStation, and that's it. So
作
the
って
fact
はい
that
っては
Xbox
いるんで
is
すけど
getting them is good.
非常に多くの時間を要していてもうこの2人のこのストーリー緻密にこういうふうに絡み合ったつながりを持った一つのストーリーとして完成させるまでにやはり2年から3年の歳月を要しております。であとはですね、
I found out that
ア
my
クションの
cat
部分に
is
関しても
literally
まあ、開発チームと
Diva
すごく
that
議論して
has a
決め
mixed
てまして、特にこ
personality or
の
something.
念力アクション
She's
どう
bipolar.
いうふうな
One
念力を
minute
使え
she's
た
like
ら皆さんが
incredibly lovey, and then the next minute she acts like she's incredibly scared of you and just runs off. And then you'll just be chilling and she'll just come in and meow hard at you to give her affection. And then if you go to her at some other point in time and try to pet her, she'll meow at you like, leave me alone.
はい、本作はですね、もともと僕が
So she's
サイボーグ009とかいろんなキャラクターがいろんな能力を使って戦う集団っていうのが大好きで、まあそういうそのいろんな能力を使う集団を改めてそのゲーム化したいっていう思いで企画を立ち上げました。あとそのサイキックアクションのもう一つの主軸として、
it's like you're gonna have to play it twice to get, I guess, sort of full
正式
story
名称はスト
for
ラ
both
グルアー
characters.
ムズシステムというんですけど、そのまあ仲間キャラクターからその超能力を借り受けるシステムですね。
She knows better.
脳を接続して仲間キャラクターから超能力を借り受けることで、まあいろんな超能力をユートと重ねは使えるようになります。今画面上では放電の超能力を今使おうとしてるんですけど、まあ放電の超能力だけに限らず、まあ瞬間移動とか透明化とか、まあポピュラーで誰しもがその一度は使ってみたいっていう超能力を
It looks like it has some kind of like real time stuff in it because I've seen that it's like RT and all that stuff.
キーワードとして赤い線っていうものがあるんですけど、サスを使った時にその赤いケーブルが背中に刺さってその戦うことができますの。そうですね、サスケーブルデザインするときにそのまあそうですね、見た人のその印象に残ってインパクトに残したいってことはまずあったんですよね。でそういう時見た時にまあ
Yeah, look, so it does look like there's a whole lot of like
キングゲイナーのその
quick time stuff to do with combos.
そうですね、まあ
So
日本のアニ
I
メの
guess it's going to give you those cool, like sort of almost
すごくクールだったので、
cutscene sort of things in the fight.
インスパイアされながらそのデザインっていうものを進めた経緯がありますね。
Oh, it looks like you can throw. Oh, with her, it looks like you can just throw a bunch of stuff or grab like telekinesis stuff.
ロケーションに置いてあるオブジェクトをいろいろ活用することが
Damn, that's kind of dope.
今工事現場にあるので、工事現場のロケーションなのでダンプを上から落としたんですけど、まあそのようにそのロケーションにあった
I wasn't necessarily all that worried about this game beforehand, but the more I see it, the more it's kind of getting put on my radar.
はい、ここはそうですね、ドラム缶をの中から水を出してその貝を水浸しにしてます。でその後そのまあサスの放電で戦うことで水浸しになったその貝を電気でしびれさせることができるので、そのまあ超能力念力とそのサスを組み合わせて戦うというところがまあ一つ特徴となっております。
It has to, it's JRPG
ま
something.
あしっかり遊びたい人もそのカジュアルに遊びたい人もまあ幅広く楽しめるものとなっております。
That's kind of dope, though.
はい、プレイヤーはですねまあこのようにブレインフィールドっていうねその特別な必殺技を使うことができます。これはですね、海抜軍が使うことができる近畿の技で非常に強力なんですけど、同時に非常に危険な技でもあります。ユートと重ねが展開することで、そのまあオブジェクトがその空間内に浮き上がってその念力は使い放題になるんですけど、一方でその非常に強い負荷が脳にかかってしまいますね。なのでまあ、自分の言動がちょっとおかしなことを言ってしまったりとか、あとは聞こえないなノイズのような幻聴が聞こえたりとか、あとはこのようにその途中で頭抱えて動けなくなったりとかそういうことがあります。で加えてですねこの残り時間の秒数があるんですけど、これが制限時間が過ぎるとゲームオーバーになってしまうっていう非常に危険な技なんです。はい、なんだけどその非常に危険な技なんですけど、それをうまく使いこなして戦う自分がかっこいいっていうような思いをプレイヤーに感じ取ってもらいたいなと思っております。
Battlefield, like they talked a little bit more. It showed some, sort of the same trailers, but some games that showed more gameplay of, like shredders and stuff like that. They showed more, talked about it, which is what they were supposed to do. And in all seriousness, this wasn't a bad show. It really wasn't.
ブレインマップと呼ばれるシステムになりますね。こちらはまあ、プレイヤーが成長するスキルツリーとなっております。このようにちょっとその脳みその形をデザインしたツリーを意識して作っています。でまあ、今チャージがため攻撃ができるようになりましたね。このようにまあ能力を拡張してその新たなアクション、まあ、この映像の中ではため攻撃で範囲攻撃をできるようになってるんですけど、まあそういったそのアクションの拡張だけじゃなくてまあ念力ゲージが 増加する
obtaining
強化
loot
系の
stuff
スキル
like
だ
that
ったり
for
とか
oh man
あとは
this
アイテ
game's
ムを
getting
使
put
用
on my
した
radar
後の
now
そのクールタイムが短くなるような
Am I
補
the
助スキ
only
ルと
person
か
that this
ま
game
あさま
get
ざま
put
な
on the
いくつかの
radar?
カテゴリーのスキルを
I
習
can't
得
be
することができるようになってますでその、脳みそをその脳神経を拡張していくようなデザインにこだわってて、
Yep,
その
through the bench, Adam.
スキルを選択してボタンを
Yo,
ホールド
this is
することでその、神経が伸びていって
It's
そのどんどんその脳神経が拡
I
張し
don't
てい
think
くよ
it's
うな
go- I don't know
そ
if
う
it's
いうそ
coming
の
in Game Pass. I
体験
can't
になる
remember.
こ
I
と
have to look
を
on
意識して
Xbox.
デザインしております
But it might. I don't think
はい、
it is.
プレイマップ以外ですと基本的に通常のレベルアップでその敵と戦って経験値
Yeah,
する
actually
ことで
seeing
通常
more
の
of
レ
this
ベルアップで
gameplay,
その
like
パラメー
before
タ
I
が
was like,
底上
oh,
げ
it's
さ
a
れるっていうことに
JRPG.
加えて
But
仲
I
間
gotta
と
see
の
what the
絆ですね
gameplay looks
仲
like
間
because
と
at
絆
first I
形
thought
成
the
する
gameplay
こ
was
と
gonna
で
be
そ
more
の
like turn-based sort of thing,
絆の力が
and
強
I'm
くな
not
る
really
と
that
絆
with
レベ
that
ルと
that
いうもの
much.
が
But
上がっ
if, when
て
it's
その
like this,
仲間から回り受け
I
る超
like
能
it a
力って
lot
いうの
more.
が強力になってきますそのブレインマップと通常のレベルとあとはその仲間との絆を形成して成長させるってところがこの3つがこのゲームのその成長システムになっておりますこのゲームその武器と念力の流れるようなコンビネーションってところが一つ特徴にしているんですけど、その流れるようなコンビネーションの体験ってところがシリーズ X だと 60fps で滑らかに体験できるのでその部分はすごくそのリッチな体験になってるな
slumped
というふ
that
う
one over
に
there.
感
That
じま
one's
す。
still laying down like, bruh.
はい、
You see what they did
開
to
発チー
me?
ム一同ね、スタッフ個々が全力で携わったタイトルですので、ぜひ楽しみにしていただけると嬉しいです。From my team and I, please enjoy Scarlet Nexus.
Well, so they did end it off with showing more of Scarlet Nexus at the end of that. In my opinion, it was a great show. It was almost 2 hours. Yeah, it was pretty much almost 2 hours. It was a pretty good show in my opinion. For them to do an extra on it, it really was. I'm pretty sure a lot of people's leaving right now, but the fact that there was still 29,000 people and 25,000 likes and only under 500 dislikes is pretty damn good. So the fact that it was like that, pretty dope. I wish this person right down there said something about Crossfire X. I kind of wish they did show more Crossfire X, but it's okay. We all figured what it was going to be, and now it's an hour ago, 2 hours ago. Oh, they already have comments on it. I didn't even realize you could even do that on waiting on a premiere do comments. That's interesting. But yeah, it wasn't bad. I enjoyed it. I pretty much got more than what I expected out of it because I honestly thought it was going to be them just sitting down and talking more like, Skype calls and Discord calls and stuff like that. That's what I was thinking it was going to be. But the fact that it wasn't, and they actually put on sort of a, show and sat down with developers and stuff like that and showed off the games and stuff was a lot better than what I thought it was going to be. But yeah, face value, that's what it was, and I'm not mad about it. I'm not mad about it at all. They did what they told me it was going to do. Definitely better than Capcom, bro. Definitely better. There's no even comparison whatsoever on that. But for this right now, it was pretty spicy. I enjoyed it, and I know a lot of people probably enjoyed it as well. But yeah, not bad on this one. Again, appreciate you guys coming out and hanging out on the stream and watching this, especially, starting it. I think I started it somewhere around 12:50 or something like that. So again, appreciate you guys coming out and hanging out. Have an awesome day. I'm sure I might be live again tonight. So another double stream. But thank you guys for coming out. Appreciate you. Have an awesome day /night. Stay safe. God bless. And I'm out. Peace.